6 o'clock, good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Main Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. A big NBA trade last night per Shams Charania. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, 3 other players, as well as 3 first-round draft picks, including the number 13 pick in tonight's NBA draft, a pick swap, and a second-round pick as well. In the NFL, training camp dates were released yesterday across the NFL. For the Titans, rookies will report to Vanderbilt Health Football Center Thursday, July 23rd. Then the veterans report the following Tuesday, July 28th. Joint practices also were announced yesterday, with the Titans practicing with the 49ers in Santa Clara August 11th before their preseason game on the 13th. Then they'll practice against the Seahawks in Nashville on the 21st of August before their preseason game on the 23rd. And finally, a practice against the Bears in Nashville August 27th before the preseason finale on the 29th. In college baseball last night, Oklahoma crushes North Carolina in Game 3 of the Men's College World Series, 13-2. They win their 3rd college baseball national championship and their first one since 1994. The Sooners also become the 7th consecutive SEC team to win the title. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
A very good Tuesday morning to you in beautiful, yet gloomy, Nashville, Tennessee. It is good to be back. Good morning. And welcome in to Ramon and Will, which for the first time in about a week and a half features both Ramon and myself, Will. 615-737-1045 is our number. We stream the show live at 1045 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. There is a champion in college baseball, a blockbuster trade in the NBA, a Foster 5 on deck for you today, and takeaways from the Titans offseason program. Austin Price will be here at 8:20, and the crew is back together again. He is the 11-year NFL veteran, Titans radio analyst Ramon Foster, Justin Hawkins, our producer. I'm Will Bowling on this Tuesday, June 23rd. Gentlemen, how are we? Good morning.
Good morning.
He's back.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Good morning, man. Welcome back to Nashville. It's missed you. We've missed you as well.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back, man. You look tan.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. I feel like I did not get as tan as I wanted to.
That's what's up.
But I am very content with the lot. Not just content. It's been an awesome last couple weeks.
Man, you got so many congratulations and well wishes while you were out as well.
That's nice.
Still, man, everybody was excited for you, Will. It was absolutely ecstatic for you and your new journey. Rhett called it yesterday. You had what did he call it, Hawk? He had a life.
Life assignment.
Life assignment. You like the Rachel? You're always off on assignment.
Like somebody could just be off for whatever happened that day, and it's all on assignment in this business. Yeah, just life assignment.
Life assignment. I enjoy. I was like, that was good, Rhett. It's like Will's on a life assignment right now. But it's been substitute teacher after substitute teacher, man. It's been whoa. Wait a minute, Hawk.
Yep, here we go.
Where are my sunglasses at, Hawk?
The ring for the first time.
Man got a ring
first time
on.
hosting a wedding, a radio show with a wedding ring on. I don't know if I remember how to do this, honestly. It's the longest I've ever been off.
Hawk,
I was going to say, I do have this new,
it's bright.
This new thing I do where I mess with the ring all the time.
You're going to twirl it.
Where I'm just like,
it takes a little while, and then you're like, oh.
Because I didn't realize your fingers change like
with the
size a lot
with the heat.
Well, so like sometimes I'm like, wow, I really couldn't get this ring off right now if I tried to. And then other times it's like whoa, almost dropped it. Uh-oh, here we go. So it's just, it's very funny. It's very funny how much like you just kind of mess with it.
It's so fresh.
But anyway, got the wedding ring on.
Wait till you get an indention on your finger.
Yeah, wait till that.
I got an indention on my
I got
finger.
one on mine too. Like
See,
you can see it.
I kept judging my tan based off of like, do I have the ring tan yet? I never really got much of a ring tan. And maybe just because I was moving it around so much, to be quite honest with you.
Just give it time. Just give it time. It'll happen. Like, I got a natural tan on mine. You can see it right now, and the indentation, even with my rubber ring on, too.
Right.
But, yeah, my original ring I got is a white gold one. That one kind of moves up and moves down on my finger a little bit, too. Like,
nice.
Hawk, tell them the thumb to ring finger twirl is gonna be a thing. That took me a while to get used to.
It's just more my other hand. Like I'll just do like this.
Oh, you'll do the other hand.
Like, no,
when I wear my actual wedding band, I do that all the time.
Yeah,
like with the rubber one, I'll take it off and I'll just mess with it or whatever. But
you got the rubber ring now?
Oh yeah,
you do. Yeah,
I do not. I've not gone the silicone ring.
Silicone,
yeah. I probably will, but not at this point.
My main band is basically I wear it nights and weekends.
Pretty much. That's the same as mine, too. The gym is where it's going to get you on the ring. Because you're going to realize, like, I was working out with mine at first. Like, when I got married, I was doing bench and everything. Like, the scars are going to be fine, but at some point, you're going to pinch that skin between like the finger and the hand and the palm.
As you're Ripley showing pinch.
I said pinch.
Oh, you did. You definitely did.
You realize that. But you holding up your hands and stuff. I'm like, wait, what is that reflecting over there?
It's taking some getting used to for all of us.
It's kind of crazy.
It's great.
That's kind of crazy, Will. Congrats. I'm genuinely joyful for you this morning.
Thank
and
you.
Peyton. We're asking about you. How's Peyton?
She's great. We're both great. She's anchoring this morning on Good Morning Nashville. My wife, Peyton, anchoring all week. So that's been the most fun part. Like if there was like somebody at the the swim up bar at like the resort, or if there was somebody from like one of the excursions we did, and I was just either sitting there while she was going to get a drink, or like vice versa.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, my wife and I are here from Nashville. Like, oh. Gotta get some mileage out of that. You know, my wife and I are very, we're here for a couple more days,
That's
actually.
what
We're
I'm
just
talking about. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, good brother.
So, went to St. Lucia. We had a great time. I just didn't really like disclose that beforehand, but now that we've gone, I don't mind talking about that part of it.
Now.
Honestly, I think we threaded the needle well of like having time to just be at the pool or at the beach and do nothing, but also do things like we did an ATV tour through
those.
like the mountains.
Yes.
Near-death experience, but it's all right. The guy told us, we're actually, we have 3 routes. We're taking you on like kind of the easier, like the middle route. And I'm looking around like, this is the easy one? Like you're talking like very steep inclines. I actually preferred going down a hill more so than I did up a hill, because up you feel like you have to keep your foot on the gas and like find the grooves where your tires go, but it was through these back roads and through the roads, and there's one word that defines driving rules in St. Lucia and a lot of the world.
What's that?
Vibes. Just vibes. If you want to go, you're just going to go ahead and take your lane. So a lot of the driving you do is on the road with the cars as well. And kids are getting out of school, which I didn't realize they're going to school in late June in St. Lucia. But sure, they
got better weather.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So just going through all of that stuff was really fun. But like we're like in a river. Like just going through water, like there's like this little like sharp, these like hairpin turns like around trees, and you're like, the guy's like, do you want to go again? And I'm like, no. And Peyton's like, yeah. I'm like, wow, where the heck did that come from? I like this one little loop that's like 30 feet, but you just like whip it around a tree and then like go down into a river. And then we did zip lining, which you would think would be more dangerous and feel more like exposed. That felt way safer.
What do you do with your hands? I always wanted that on the zip line.
You hold your non-dominant hand holds like the carabiner that's connecting you.
Okay.
Which I didn't like, because I'm like, well, what if I accidentally disconnect it? I fall to my death. And they're like, no. You're supposed to, like, you ask
the real questions.
You have to go, like, you clip it up and then you turn and then you could, like, unhook yourself. So it would take, like, 3 different things.
Okay.
And then your dominant hand you put on the rope behind you, like on the cable.
Yeah.
And you apply like a little bit of pressure. That way you can slow yourself down as you go quickly into the end. There are 12 zip lines.
Let me stop you there,
and you do like a ropes course to the next zip line.
You're bold, because did you see, I'm not sure how much social media you were doing, but did you see the Brazil base jumping girl?
No. That did not make it to my
They
house.
didn't tie her up.
My screen time hit a record low. And
It's a good thing you're telling him now.
Yeah, it's a great thing you're telling this zip line story now because they had old girl on the cliff, and apparently they've done this before. Did not tie her up.
This one was through the resort. The ATV tour was not through the resort. So that felt a little bit more. That was through like a travel agent.
Yeah,
so that was
risky.
a bit. Yeah, it was definitely risky. But the best part of that was our guide. We learned after the fact there's like one guy at the place that does this. We stopped. He was like, "All right, you want to try some fresh mangoes?" We were like, "Absolutely, we do."
Yeah.
Guy climbs literally the top of a tree, and he goes, "Trust me, I will not fall." And I'm looking up like, what is this guy do? And he is like, I mean like 6 or 7 like branches vertically, just like way like the top of the tree. And he's like taking them off and like, "Here you go," and just throws it down to me. I caught it. Don't worry, we've got video of it. And I have never tasted fruit like that in my entire life.
Straight up.
Apparently they have like a ton of different kinds of mangoes.
I didn't know
In
there was
St.
different
Lucia.
types.
And we just had water bottles, and you just rinse it off with a water bottle, and then you dive into it, and you peel off the edges of it.
Yeah.
It tastes like candy. Like legitimately, I have never tasted fruit like that in my entire life.
That's
it was so good.
Like a Starburst or now later
Kind of,
candy.
yeah. It kind of was like a Starburst. Yeah.
Golly, that's
Really
fascinating. Yeah, no, man, that is cool. Like he just climbs up a tree like Spider-Man, like Tarzan is what you're telling me. He did.
Mango Man.
Mango Man.
There you go.
That's exactly who he is at this point, man.
Sad thing was, you really have to only have cash to tip anyone there. At that point, we did not have the cash we needed. So I gave them a very nice review on TripAdvisor.
Did you?
Very nice review.
Yeah, over there, having loose cash is a bonus for you too, and you can negotiate down on a lot of things.
Yeah,
also,
right.
I'm not sure who's better. Is it the hotel crew or the off-site crew? Because usually the hotel crew will have somebody off-site that'll push you in a direction like, "Hey, you should use this guy instead of the hotel guy." Like, did you run into those types?
Not really, honestly, no. I mean, there were a lot of people like on the beach that would just walk up to you and be like, "Hey, you want to take a speedboat ride?" No.
Yeah.
And there's signs everywhere of like, "Do not answer the vendors on the beach." And like they would wait. They'd literally be 5 feet away from the security guy on the other side of the fence. And just like waiting there, just like, "Hey, you want to?" No.
It's so I still got a card from the guy we went to Atlantis last year. He was a driver over there. Usually you want to get a driver though. It's like one of those dudes that looked very professional, got a driver. He had his card.
Sure.
Man, he showed me like his social media and stuff. He sent his kids from the Bahamas. One of them's going to Brown. He showed us the graduate. He's paid for, and the other one went to Princeton. I was just like, God damn. He's like, "I've just been driving all my life." Just one of them situations to put his kids in a better situation. But I got his card. If we do go back over there, I'm using him because local transportation, one, is cheaper, but they also know the ins and outs of the island, like get you off and see like local stuff as well.
We
That's
did do
usually
that.
pretty cool.
We
You
had
did.
one night in town. So every Friday night in St. Lucia, they do a Friday night street party. And the resort like offered to take you and whoever else wanted to go to Gross Inlet Beach for the Friday night street party. And literally anyone in the area just comes and they have a stage right in the center of town and all the bars and restaurants open up. And you can take a drink and walk around wherever, it's just literally a street party, like for lack of a better term. The World Cup was on every TV, which can't wait to talk about that. USA, absolutely crushing it. And I had, what was it called? It was called Lambi. Lambi is conch.
Okay, yeah, I know what conch
So it's
is.
like a mix of, it's like a shell, but it's like a mix of shrimp and scallops.
Yes.
Is kind of like the whole vibe there. Oh my God.
It's good. Conch is good.
Gosh, we waited an hour and a half in line for it.
You had conch fritters?
Couldn't have been more worth it. No.
Okay.
Did not do that.
Okay.
But it was just like over
awesome.
rice. They had like an amberjack that was also with rice. So we got both of them, and they had like a green fig salad, which is apparently their other really big thing. But the amberjack, like you're looking at, like the fish is like staring at you.
Yeah.
Like they just open it with like the scales and the bones and everything on it, and you just got to get the meat out with your fork, and it's staring at you, judging you for eating.
I'm glad
but
that
it is
you
very
had
good.
some local stuff though.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
we wanted to do that too.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. We didn't even get about the wedding.
I know.
enjoyed myself.
It was fun. Like I think
Good time.
I think it
Great
was
turnout.
I mean we loved every minute of it. Like it was Peyton did such a good job planning all of it, and I made the joke there of like, she hates it when I say this, but I told her for over a year that it's your wedding, I'll meet you there. And I mean, it's a good thing because she crushed it, and her vision for it was amazing.
It was awesome. I knew it too. I had her bet, just so you know.
Did you? Okay.
I did. I had it with White Rob. Yep.
Oh yeah, there was never any doubt about that.
She turned that corner, and I was just like, I didn't even see Peyton. I saw you.
Yeah, because there was a long walk that she had to do from the second she got out of the clubhouse to getting to the aisle. And so I knew I would see her way before anybody else would. It was like, all right, well, everybody's going to know she's walking down because they're going to see me start crying. And that's exactly what.
No doubt, man. That's what it's supposed to be. It was awesome to see it. By the way, everybody else did an amazing job with how they went about the proceedings and everything of the wedding. Your sister killed it, though.
Oh, yeah. She crushed it.
Claire killed it.
Sang a couple songs. She was unbelievable.
And we talked to her. I talked to her for a while inside of the party as well. Nice. She's so dope. Your brother is, too. But I ended up meeting Lil Will. I mean, your nephew. He looks just like you.
He does. Both my nephews. It's crazy how genes work with aunts and uncles.
Yeah. Like I'll say this all the time. My boys act like Nardo and Ron. Yeah, they just do. Like they act like them, like in a crazy way. But it was one cool picture I saw her husband take of her son, the youngest one.
Yeah.
And he went up to your granddad, and I was just thinking to myself, he was all up on Pawpaw and just messing with him and stuff. He made your dad get up and go to the photo booth with him, and I was just like, Your brother-in-law took the picture of it. That is one of those like family generational pictures at your wedding. And I think you were in the background, so he captured it.
Nice.
With your nephew, your dad, and you and Peyton in the back. I was just like, that's dope.
That's awesome.
That was a cool moment. Even for me, just watching it, I was just like, that's a family photo forever.
Well, you had a lot of people who were excited to meet you also. And as you mentioned, White Rob, who's just one of my friends from college. He's even texted me yesterday like, hey, could you send me the picture of me and Ramon?
I know, I got to send it to you. I got to send it to you.
No, it was fun. It was very fun. Feel very blessed, feel very loved and thankful, and excited to get back to work. Lots happening.
No, screw work, man. Go back on another one. Wow. You hear me at this point? But you missed a good bit of sports. Nothing crazy. We had Cam Gate. We had Incompletion Gate. I'm looking through the list. Like Coach Shea Tierney gave a lot of good information for sure. Right. Offense and defense battle real good in mini camp. Coach Sala, I think, is tempering expectations. We'll talk about all of that type of stuff as well. But the best part and the worst part for us is Cam ended minicamp on a high note, man, which is good.
That's what I hear.
He ended it on a high note. I don't know how it got drum up, and of course, we'll talk through all of this. But the conversations got spicy, and then they went and put a wet blanket all over it, man. I loved it.
615-737-1045. A lot for Ramon to catch me up on. A lot for me to get to as well that I've been waiting. I've had takes just sitting there in the drafts, ready to be fired off, that we'll get to this morning as well. But the big story in college sports yesterday, and now also a blockbuster trade in the same league. Dusty May heading to the Mavericks. Giannis Antetokounmpo on the move. We'll talk about both next. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone, live in studio on this Tuesday morning for the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. 615-737-1045, the number. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling. Eric in Nashville leads us off on the phone. What's up, Eric?
What's up, Eric? Good morning.
Hey, this is one of the main reasons I called Will. I just wanted to welcome back and be the first one to say to you congratulations to you and Peyton, and hopefully the two of you will enjoy this new journey in your life together.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one quick thing, and I knew you probably were going to eventually get to this, guys. I just wanted to get your reaction, Will, to the Jeffrey Simmons contract that he signed with the Titans on Friday. I'm so happy for him, especially that the Titans had the faith in him, his comments that he made. And it's just interesting that, of course, over the past couple of years, you would keep hearing people saying, well, we ought to trade Jeffrey Simmons, trying to get value for him and all that type of stuff. I'm glad they didn't. And I'm just hoping with the new coach staff, with this new defense and everything, that they're able to get the most out of his ability and everything. And I'm just so happy for him. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. Again, congratulations, Will. Y'all guys take care, and we'll talk again soon.
You too,
Thank
Eric,
you.
man.
Appreciate it, Eric. Thank you for the call. That was obviously the big news and the big headline. And I'm sure you guys spent most of the show on it yesterday. But it was a matter of when, not if, on extending Jeffrey Simmons at this point for me. And when the team didn't trade him last offseason when Mike Borgonzi got here and at the last trade deadline, it was with the clear intent that you build everything around Jeffrey Simmons, both on the field and in the locker room. And in every way, Jeffrey Simmons is a model citizen for this organization. Full stop. You reward those people in your organization on the field. You reward coaches. You reward players. You reward GMs who make the most of their opportunity, put the work in, and see the results. And for a team that needs a voice, needs a face to put on new Nissan Stadium, this was always a no-brainer. It's something you and I have been talking about for quite some time. And financially, it's something that they can certainly afford to do because they still have a good amount of cap space for both this season and next. They had the ability to do it. They got it done. I imagine it's a front-loaded contract that puts a lot of that cap money now while they have the money to pay the face of their franchise. Total no-brainer.
Total no-brainer. I actually thought it would come later in the summer. We knew it would get done. The conversations, which is awesome. You got to give it to Jeff and his camp for keeping it under wraps. The Titans, I mean, nobody had it on the radar as far as it being done until it was really announced, the way I looked at it, too, which is good business on all fronts. I know Jeffrey was asked about it, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday, and Jeff has some real good stuff to say about the Titans, like how they've always done right by him. And the other side of that, and you mentioned it, too, Jeff's done right by the Titans. That in itself, man, the promise that he's fulfilled to Miss Amy, his family, his mom, his sister, you know what I'm saying, his significant other and kids, like he's lived through that. And not just that, but the performance on the field is where all of that comes together. Jeff, Rhett and I was speaking about it yesterday. Like you look at the number. I'm proud of it for two reasons. You look at the number and you say to yourself, like Jeff's kind of solidified himself, Will, top two D tackles in the league at this point. Like I want to say top three, but I feel like Jeff's two, and I ain't sure who one is. Jeff might end up being one on the ESPN list the way I look at it.
I mean, did you see the Albert Breer piece yesterday at SI.com?
I missed that one.
An AFC executive said he might have been the best player he scouted all season.
Listen, like you got to kind of let that breathe right there. You know, I was like, because Rhett and I kind of spoke that up a little bit, like what's next? And I hate to have that conversation so quickly, and I'm sure we will before the season kicks off. But like I brought up to Rhett, defensive player of the year. Like, that's next. He's got Walter Payton. He's got All-Pro. He's got Pro Bowl. He's got the notoriety. He's got the contract. Like, now, I don't want to put that pressure on him because I got a feeling like he probably feels that way. Like, in consideration for Defensive Player of the Year, that's first and foremost. Then the other one is this. Jalen Carter's yet to be paid, and Vita Vea had a hold in. The Titans beat those two franchises and probably end up coming up cheaper in the end because I got a feeling Philly's going to throw the Brinks trucks at Jalen Carter and Vita Vea. I'm not sure he's going to get 35 to that number.
I'm not sure he's Jeff's level
Yeah,
anymore.
no, not that. But the idea that Jeff helped set the floor, and now you look at some ceiling. Yeah, you let somebody else now reset it if that's the case. This is one of those good business moments that you bring up.
An AFC scouting director who studied him ahead of playing the Titans was quoted in Albert Breer's Monday Morning Quarterback yesterday saying, "He might be the best player I've watched all year. Everyone's scheming to stop him, and he's still killing everyone. It's bleeping crazy." I mean, we all watched it. It's true.
It's kind of how it goes.
And I think the question then becomes, how good do the Titans have to be in order for him to be in legitimate consideration for the Defensive Player of the Year? I mean, obviously, Myles Garrett proved that there is a level you can reach independent of your team's prestige and win Defensive Player of the Year. But how good does the rest of the defense have to be around him to help push him towards legitimate Defensive Player of the Year consideration? Like, you've either got to be Myles Garrett level productive and put it on the stat sheet, which makes it difficult for defensive tackles to fill up the stat sheet a little bit because you are on less of an island than a Myles Garrett, than a Sauce Gardner type. But that being said, I mean, there's no doubt he played at the level to put himself in those conversations last season.
Yes, he has.
And he earned every dollar of that new contract.
Congratulations to him. And again, like I said, I just love the good business that the Titans have done and kind of get it out the way. You don't have to go into training camp with this lingering over. And now you can look at the other guys that potentially need either a pay increase or decisions have to be made on them too.
There's one other guy.
Yeah, Peter.
Your boy Big Sco.
Big Sco.
Peter Skronsky, left guard. I mean, there were 2 extensions you needed to get done this offseason. One down, one to go.
Yep.
And I don't think we're going to get too deep into training camp before that one's done. From all that we've heard publicly from Mike Borgonzi and from anyone who's been asked about it, they're like, oh, yeah, no, looking to get something done there. Since the Combine, really, when Borgonzi talked about it then.
Absolutely. It's been good to kind of watch this group kind of grow. Like, this is what you're looking for at this time, like in this era for the Titans. Who's solidifying themselves as like pillars for this team?
Yep.
And you're seeing the Titans buy into those folks. And Cam, of course, is continuing with his journey, and you've kind of raised the floor of what you are as a team. I don't know what it's going to translate to during the season, but I think you see the good that's kind of peeking out from underneath the foxholes right now,
The Milwaukee Bucks are trading Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for just a total king's ransom. A blockbuster trade that is reported by Shams Charania of ESPN late last night, while many of you may have been asleep. So the Heat get Giannis and Bobby Portis. The Bucks get Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Vasquez Jr., Kasparis. How do you say his last name?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I didn't even know.
Justin, what you got?
Don't make me try.
Kasparis Jakukionis.
I don't even know.
The Kuchianis.
I feel like it's not that. Let's see. Jazz, we're going to do this live on air.
That's what I'm talking about, Will.
We're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's see.
Kasparis
I don't even know how to spell it for this. I should have copied and pasted.
Jaku.
No, I got it now. Let's see. It is Yakuchonis. Yakuchonis. Kasparis Yakuchonis. And then 3 first-round picks. Thoughts?
And
Fleeced?
a pick swap and a second rounder.
This is whenever a move is made in the NBA or just any trade, it's like, fleeced. That's what everyone has to say. Somebody got fleeced. Who
I've
got
been
fleeced?
reading the social media side of it from the fan bases that actually enjoyed these two, and the Miami fans feel like they got fleeced. They do. It was like for a 31-year-old all with a bad will player, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He has a bad wheel?
I think he had a knee issue. Sometimes players, he missed most of last year as well.
Played in 36 games.
Yeah, played in 36 games. So, yeah.
Well, that's normal, though. It's the NBA.
Well, the other side of it is like he's an NBA player. Like, if they got an injury, they usually just stay out. Like, we saw Anthony Davis this year, missed the season for a pinky.
And he was the one, though, that wanted to still play.
Who's that?
Giannis.
Yeah. Giannis.
Like, the Bucks, they were eliminated from playoff contention. They were like, hey, man, just shut it down. And he was like, no.
Exactly.
Which is part of what led us to this point.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think they were looking to offload him. But here's the other part, though, too. Last year, there was conversation around the NBA insiders about Giannis going to Golden State, like them trying to get on one more run with Steph. And Giannis wants, and I think most NBA players want the world market as well, the same way Steph does it, the same way KD does it, the same way LeBron has China. They got all of these countries with different camps in it and stuff like that. The big brands. I ain't going to say you can't really do it because Giannis is already doing it in Milwaukee. But Giannis to Miami is a big American market, plus puts him on a big world scale again, in my personal opinion. He's Greek, so he's already international. If he can go to Miami and just absolutely tear it up, his legend grows even more. I think once you get the ring, most NBA players look and say, how big of a brand can I get? Especially when you got a guy like Steph Curry who just switched shoe brands again. And along with that, I think it's like over $1 billion deal or something like that for a shoe brand.
I believe it.
But that also includes promotion, marketing, worldwide camps and stuff like that.
So Giannis will be eligible starting January 6th to sign an extension for 4 years and $275 million. If he opts out of his deal, or 3 years, $214 if he opts in. We just talked about Jeffrey Simmons, who's Defensive Player of the Year caliber, getting 3 for 103.5. And here's Giannis as the cheaper option for his next contract, being eligible as, again, the cheaper option for 3 years, $214.
You know what that is right there? 3 years, $274. I had it at $68 million a year with no state income tax in
Talk
Florida.
about letting something breathe. My goodness.
With no, with no state income tax.
I got it. I heard you. That's crazy.
That's the lower deal.
So you need a financial advisor?
I just want to drive the car.
I'll submit my application.
Can you imagine what his driver gets paid?
Because he'll be in Miami.
He can just jet ski over to the Bahamas at this point, man. Right. He can buy whatever he wants to at this point.
Have you seen there's a guy on TikTok who does that?
What's that?
He'll jet ski to the Bahamas.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And document it.
Yeah.
Takes a while.
It does. I think it's like almost 3.5, 4 hours to get over there.
Yeah.
And depending on how rocky the waves are, it could really beat you up.
Because it could force you to go slower, right?
Yeah, it could, yes. But I don't know if this is a good deal or bad deal. Like they said, if Miami doesn't make it to the finals, it's a bad deal. But you gave up pretty much your 23, your 24, and 25 first-round draft picks. You're giving up the 13th this year, which is today, 28, 29, and I think you into the 30s before they get any draft picks back.
It's aggressive.
It's super aggressive.
So Bam Adebayo and Giannis on the same team.
Yeah.
Is what you get out of this. Apparently the Celtics were the other finalists.
Yeah, they were.
They were going to give out Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown was part of that conversation yesterday. Yeah.
Supposedly, Brian Windhorst was saying yesterday that Jaylen Brown is still open for grabs and on the table for the Celtics in any other trade besides Giannis. If it didn't work out, obviously it didn't work out, so we'll see if Jaylen Brown gets traded before the draft tonight.
This league, people love to say that too.
I know.
I just know the buzzwords because I don't really know what I'm talking about with the NBA stuff. So, fleeced and wow, this league.
Yeah.
All right, that's my analysis.
If rumors were circulating about you publicly that your home team that you helped win a world championship, because Jaylen Brown did do that, were circulating, would you feel bitter? I feel like I would personally feel bitter. I would, especially if you're talking about sending me to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be lightly ticked off. Send me somewhere else. Don't send me to Oklahoma. I'm in Boston. Send me to Chicago, at least. It's the way I will look at these.
That organization's not great, though.
I know it's not.
Not right now.
Don't send me to Milwaukee.
And they've got an NBA title a lot more recently than Chicago does.
That guy just left. Is my point. If I'm in a later part of my career, I ain't going to say later part because Jaylen Brown is young enough, but don't send me to Milwaukee is all I will ask. Or Memphis. I love y'all, but don't send me to Memphis.
The West Tennessee, maybe Nashville Grizzlies?
And you send me to Nashville. Let's not do this. Derek's on the phone.
A lot more NBA players would much rather have that. Clearly, my source on that is NBA players. 615-737-1045 is our number. Dusty may make the jump to the NBA as well. Big blockbuster move on that regard as well in the NBA that we'll talk about next. What's going on? It's Will Bowling. Hey, do you have a plumbing issue at home? Whether it's that leaky faucet, a clogged drain, or maybe a water heater that's gone cold, the plumbing professionals at Lee Company have your back. Available 24/7 year-round, Lee Company's licensed technicians can save you time, money, and all the stresses that come with an ill-timed plumbing issue. You can contact their award-winning team online at leecompany.com. That's leecompany.com for any issue you got around the house with your plumbing, but with your HVAC, your electrical systems as well. Lee Company gets the job done. Available 24/7 with over 80 years of experience serving Middle Tennessee. They've got 16 community locations between Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and Georgia, ready to help you at a moment's notice for whatever's not working around the house. So check them out online at leecompany.com. That's Lee Company, all you need. Ramon Will wrapping up our number one this morning. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling, 615-737-1045. Dusty May is headed to the Dallas Mavericks. That's one less, maybe, A-tier contender in college basketball. Maybe. We'll get to that coming up in just a moment. But first, we go back to the phones where Darrington to talk some Titans this morning. What's up, Darrington?
Morning, Darrington.
Savage. First of all, I'm sorry. Where's my manners? Congratulations, Mr. Will.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I see you sophisticated.
I hope that your future encounters many blessings and everything that you could have wished and dreamed and hoped for, plus more. So
Thank you.
I salute you and congratulations. And then one day you got to see if you can trick my mind into liking soccer. I try, but I just, Savage, you were talking, man, first of all, when you were talking about the whole Giannis thing, that Miami got fleeced.
Yeah.
You gave away everything. Who's your point guard now?
Yeah.
Who's coming off the bench? Yeah. Are you going to bring Norman Powell back? Now you have three players playing the same position, Giannis, Bam, and Bobby Portis.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like, so you kind of got fleeced there. I mean, and you can't really call him injured because prior to last season, he never missed more than 15 games.
Right.
And there was a debacle going on up there in Milwaukee. So I give you that. But as far as now, he's just in a better location, Milwaukee. He's in Milwaukee if they had beaches. That's what Miami is now. I mean, that's what it is. So I don't see him winning or anything like that. It is what it is.
Darrington, you know NBA, it seems very intimately. Does the city matter as much? Or is Miami going to be a championship team?
Are they? No, they're not going to be a championship team. Not right now. But because, one, Pat Riley has a strict system. You are not allowed to have over 10% body fat, if I'm not mistaken. So the shape that you have to be in that system is a mental thing. So people would go just for the location. But as far as winning, no, that's not happening. Besides LeBron and them, nobody really just wanted to go team up in Miami. Players were traded or they were signed there because of the money and no state taxes. That's just how that works in Miami. Sorry, but it's true. You had made a comment about a Philadelphia player, an Eagle. You saying that they should throw the money at him when I can make an argument that Jordan Davis had a better season than him last year.
That's true.
And Jordan Davis didn't have any off the field or on the field mental blockers. I feel like if you have the gall to spit at another player, then that's some things that might be in you that we may have to watch before we give you the bank. Are you going to be the role model citizen? And then the Titans thing I was going to ask you about, because I know when you missed this, Ramon was saying he was preaching patience. And if I had a collection plate, I would have passed it around. I would have left my 10% because you was preaching. But is Cam Ward possibly on the same timeline as what we are going to watch in Atlanta with Michael Penix? Because he's coming into his third season, and because he's a first-round pick, you have your fifth-year option if you want to get that or not. If they have to franchise tag Cam because they don't want to pay him that money because maybe he has not earned it yet and they want to pay him off potential versus what you're doing, would this year be a prove-it season for him? Just wanted to know your thoughts on that. Sorry it took so long. When you start talking that basketball, my inside starts thinking.
All good.
Hey, man, y'all keep it savage, man.
Thank you, Darrington. Appreciate the call.
Darrington.
Appreciate the call. Prove it year for Cam to pick up an option. What do you think?
This will be year 2. There's not a whole lot to prove. Darrington, I've been of the mindset, well, it's been my contingency since the whole completion gate conversation came up and stuff like that. Cam's a co-star in this movie again. If you look at the way, in my personal opinion, the way this team is constructed, it's very savvy. It's got a lot of very savvy veteran defensive players. And when you look at the offensive side of it, they kind of surrounded Cam in a position and got this offense and where he can have answers to the test, but he doesn't have to have the key every single time. Like, he's going to know this offense, I feel like, intimately inside and out. But the idea that Cam's going to be dropping bombs over Baghdad's, I think we need to just suppress that just a little bit if you're a Titans fan. And I'm not trying to wet blanket your dreams or anything like that. It's just Jeffrey Simmons and his defense, I think, are the main stars of this show. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts around it. I think Tony, I look at Tajay's situation, just say, yeah, they're probably going to hand this ball off. We've seen the Giants' offense. They love Cam Scatterboo for a reason. Josh Allen and how he was employed to run that offense was more running, or what was a lot of running. The ground game would be there. I think Cam, when being asked, is going to be in a position where you put, like, he's got to deliver the goods. I'm okay with that. So to say it's a prove-it year for Cam, that's too much in year 2. I say most franchise quarterbacks will, most players. How many years, Will, are we going to look at them? 3.
Yeah, right.
It's just Darrington, the second-year jump you want, definitely don't want a sophomore slump. I think Jaden Daniels kind of went through a little sophomore slump, came out too hot. Look at C.J. Stroud, another situation.
Injuries had to do with that, too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stroud was more or less just, he took a slump, right, in my personal opinion. When you mention the contract side of it, they got 3 years, Darrington, on this one before they really got to make a decision on Cam's 5th-year option. And the thing about it, though, is I would say condition your mind to what NFL contracts are, especially at the quarterback position, too, because we've watched 2 or 3 quarterbacks that have gotten their 5th-year option plus deal. Tua, Kyler, and one more I'm missing out there in general, Daniel Jones. They've gotten their 5th-year option plus deal, and they still got cut. My thing is this. I think Cam's a better prospect than what Michael Penix Jr. is. Let's just start there, too. And Cam, if cared for correctly and properly and has the ability to be coached and taught how to run this offense, you should get a better Cam.
I mean, you hope so. I think what matters for this season is who are you getting to compete with / backup Cam in 2027 if things aren't that much better. Like, Cam's, for me, far enough away from the 5th-year option discussion for right now.
Yeah.
But let's say he posts some of the same numbers in 26 as he did in 2025. You're not maybe looking to replace him the next season, but what matters for Cam is how good is my backup? Am I having to now compete with a Kyler Murray type character?
Yeah.
Do I have a Tua that's now behind me? Or is it another Mitch Trubisky? With respect to Mitch Trubisky, who is a solid backup, who knows the system, who looks like a solid backup quarterback going up against an inexperienced backup Titans defense. Like, good. That's a good thing overall for this football team that you got an option there. But to me, this season, yes, obviously, every season in this league is a prove-it year, especially at quarterback, and especially with the money that Cam will hope to earn beyond just the 5th-year option, because the aim is not to even play on that 5th-year option if you're Cam. You want to obviously have it exercised, but have a new deal
for sure
to actually play on when you get to that 5th year. All that being said, though, what I think he can impact is the level of competition the Titans bring in to compete with him after this next season. But that's looking way ahead of time. And honestly, Darrington, I can't really answer any of that without just watching what Cam really looks like this season.
And real quick on the
where he
Jalen
improves
Carter,
or where he doesn't.
Jalen Carter's going to get it because he's a top 10 defensive tackle, and he is a menace, man. You got to give it to him.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I'm not as high on him as you are.
Really?
Maybe
I just look at it.
Maybe I'm box score scouting a little bit, but I mean, he does still have 3 seasons of 13.5 sacks total, and Jeffrey Simmons about had that just last year alone.
That's very true.
Like, Jalen Carter's a good football player. Yeah. I'm not speaking about him in the same breath as Jeffrey Simmons.
For sure. I just young next in line is the way is he going to get 35? Probably not. But you just never know with Philly. Who else they got to pay? They've paid everybody.
Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis already got broke off. What did he get? Like 27, 28
I just mean in terms of who else they got D tackle wise.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm with him on the Jordan Davis side of things. I just look at Jalen Carter as people love him. I love him.
3 years, 78, what Jordan Davis got.
78 over 25.
Yeah, I mean, that market's always going up. Like, obviously, it's not always linear in terms of the quality of player and what they get paid. Milt Williams got paid before Jeff.
So did.
Again, doesn't have the stats, doesn't have the same level maybe.
Yeah.
Interesting to see who else can join the Jeffrey Simmons neighborhood. That's the market that he set. No doubt about it. We'll finally get to the Dusty May stuff when we come back. 615-737-1045. Blockbuster move as he heads to the NBA. Plus, Titans giving out dates for training camp and for joint practices. We'll talk about it next. What's up? It's Will Bowling for my friends at Fleet Feet Nashville. Hey, I have been a customer of Fleet Feet Nashville since I was in high school. And over time, their process has evolved. Watching you walk and run right outside the store to now having amazing foot scanning technology, which tells you everything you need to know and stuff you never knew you would know about your foot and the kind of shoes and inserts that you need. Getting back out there on the trails, on the roads, training for that local 5K, or just wanting to walk around the neighborhood pain-free. Fleet Feet Nashville is going to get you in the right shoes with the right inserts, the right gear, the right technology and advice that you need. And they've also got great events to connect you with the local Nashville running community. Upcoming in June, there's been a ton of stuff going on. The Summer Trail Mixer Series is back Thursday nights in June and July. They're meeting at Edwin Warner Park, Shelter 6 for a free trail running club. It's just the kind of events you get with Fleet Feet Nashville. Head online, fleetfeetnashville.com. Trail Series is free, but registration is required there. Online at fleetfeetnashville.com.
7:02. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. A blockbuster NBA trade last night per Shams Charania. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero. 3 other players as well as 3 first-round draft picks, including the number 13 overall pick in tonight's NBA draft, a pick swap, and a second-round pick as well. In the NFL, training camp dates were released yesterday for the Titans. Rookies, they will report to Vanderbilt Health Football Center Thursday, July 23rd. Then the veterans report the following Tuesday on July 28th. Joint practices also announced with the Titans practicing against the 49ers in Santa Clara August 11th before their preseason game on the 13th. Then they'll practice against the Seahawks in Nashville August 21st before their preseason game on the 23rd. And finally, a practice with the Bears in Nashville August 27th before the preseason finale on August 29th. In college baseball yesterday, Oklahoma crushed North Carolina in Game 3 of the Men's College World Series 13-2 to win their 3rd college baseball national championship and first since 1994. The Sooners also become the 7th straight SEC team to win the title. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go to hour number 2 on this Tuesday morning. 615-737-1045. How you jump in on Ramon and Will. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Justin Hawkins. Streaming the show live at 1045 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. What did we learn from OTAs and minicamp? The biggest takeaways from the June, May, and post-draft offseason program. We'll give you a top 5 coming up here in 15 minutes. You can chime in with your thoughts there as well. What's the biggest thing you feel like you learned over the last couple of months? 615-737-1045. But, Ramon, yesterday, massive news in college basketball and college sports. This happened right after y'all got off air, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so hadn't had the chance to react to this yet.
Right at the end of it.
Perfect.
Last segment.
Okay. Dusty May is still, apparently, this is not official yet, finalizing a deal to take the Dallas Mavericks head coaching job. Obviously, if you weren't living under a rock yesterday, you heard about this. The 49-year-old coach who led Michigan to the national title in 2026. He has Cooper Flagg. He has an organization that fired Jason Kidd after a 26-56 season last year. Florida's Billy Donovan was the most recent NCAA title-winning coach to leave for the NBA. That was in 2015. He was mentioned as one of the names for this job. And it looks like it's going to be Mike Boynton Jr., the interim coach. I would expect they make him the coach for 2026 because this is kind of a Tony Vitello, Josh Elander kind of situation, just playing out in basketball, Ramon. But I'm interested to see the ripple effects in college hoops. And I'm just fascinated to see how good Michigan's going to be. And selfishly, as a Vols fan, I'm thrilled that one of the only teams, one of the 3 or 4 teams that people are putting ahead of Tennessee heading into next season is now weakened and maybe not what they were originally going to be without Dusty May.
No doubt about it. I know Michigan fans are not enjoying this. I got one hit me right now, said we can just skip this conversation. We don't have to talk about Dusty May. Shout out to my guy, Keto, man. But Dusty's been alluding to this, I think, the entire offseason since they've won it.
100%.
The hesitation to sign in the contract, we just thought it's just good business. At least I did. It's good business. He's waiting to see how it unfolds, what Michigan pours back into him. He's striking while the iron is hot. That's essentially what this is. And the conversation around, because he hadn't spoken just yet, but the insiders are saying the unstable world of what college sports is, getting to a point to do this over again. Coach, you just facilitated a roster that allowed you to do this again, to win a national championship. Go do it again. Michigan's got boatloads of money. You got a real good portal class in high school. You've lived this life before. Don't do this. Don't make this excuse. Just say you're going on the career reset. where some people believe in changing jobs every 3 to 4 years because that resets their clock on employment. That's what I feel like this situation is. And his is, yes, won a national title, following in some of the footsteps of coaches that have done it in years past. And he's going to a team that's got a lot of money, a lot of support, big city, with a big-time player in Cooper Flagg. This makes perfect sense to a guy that's trying to find what's next, because in the world of college sports, he's right, especially on the basketball side of things. Like, as strong as Florida is, as strong as Arkansas can be, Tennessee's in this conversation. Like, you think about all the teams that are pouring in: Houston, Texas Tech, Texas. Like, they're going to be better this year. Looking at what LSU has, like, it's a dogfight. You help facilitate this, coach. And I guess right now, when you've got to the peak, you find yourself on the way out. My hot take on this, I told you off air, my hot take, Vols fans, I'm sorry. Go get JP Estrella back. Just go get him. This is a team, like the team that because he's got 15 days now with the portal if a coach leaves.
So 5 days after a coach leaves, you have a 15-day period to transfer.
Yeah.
Tennessee didn't have a spot for him.
I'd make one.
Well,
I know. This is my brash Vol side.
I think that ship has sailed.
The team that he was chasing, Tennessee has. They could use my only, if Rick Barnes is looking for, if there's money to be had in a spot, make him a walk-on.
It's a big if.
I know it's a big
really
if.
Big
it's
if.
a big wish, but if you're trying to compete, and Dusty May's teaching us is, if you're trying to compete, you got to do extreme things. Like we're watching right now, Denzel Aberdeen go back to Florida after being at Kentucky for
That's
a
true.
year. That's my only point in it. It's just like,
not that quickly, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he still played a full season at Kentucky.
This is very true, but the idea that you can go back home, I think that door is, I don't know if it's open. This is my fan side speaking. I can admit that.
Well, my fan side, I mean, I'll give you maybe an even hotter one. Should Tennessee fans be rooting against the Mavericks to hope that maybe Dusty May could replace Rick Barnes after he retires?
Okay.
I mean, could you be the other side of the Tony Vitello situation?
Wow.
It's kind of like when Arkansas baseball fans sat there when Tony Vitello went to the Giants. Like, oh, all right, just got that much easier for him to replace Dave Van Horn if he doesn't do well at the Giants. Like, I don't know. I mean, if Dusty May doesn't succeed at the Mavericks, Rick Barnes probably won't be coaching that much longer. Like, maybe this is your next. That's where my brain went and my far-fetched.
You thought you were thinking on this one. But
obviously, I'm not wishing away this season because Tennessee could win the national championship in basketball this year. Like that, they are a legitimate national title contender. So I'm not trying to wish the Rick Barnes era away, so to speak. But
the latest
that was my crazy brain working into it.
Well, the mock that I saw yesterday had Nate Ament
To the Mavericks, yeah. I saw that.
I saw that. That's deep thought right there, Will.
Yeah, I don't know.
On the Dusty May side of things.
This is the things we get to think about in the end of June when there's the 4-week break between OTAs, minicamp, and training camp.
I was shocked by Dusty May, but I wasn't at the same time. Like, if you go back and look at the conversation around why hadn't you signed the contract, man?
Yeah, right. Fair.
This shows why now. But I saw Michigan's getting $5 million back from this deal and his signing, whatever the case may be. It's a tough spot to be in if you're a player, because this is what the fans are upset about as far as the portal goes.
Yeah.
And the coaches are.
Right. This is the exact example of why the player empowerment era that we are living in still does make sense to an extent. If coaches can move around whenever, then why should players be restricted in the amount of time that they could transfer?
It's so tough.
This is the devil's advocate side that's giving players the freedom that they've earned.
So are you, from I guess our vantage point, are you upset with how Dusty May kind of did this? Is it just business as usual?
Me
really?
personally, no. I mean,
couldn't care less.
No, it's the way the calendar works in the NBA.
Jeez,
just a different calendar than what's in college basketball, and it's similar to what we talked about with Tony Vitello, like kind of a once in a however long opportunity. I wouldn't say once in a lifetime. Like Dusty May probably would have had other calls from NBA teams, but Cooper Flagg is the kind of player that a ton of NBA franchises would love to have in order to help lure a college coach to them. And not every pro project is the same. Clearly, that is a good enough project with a good enough piece to build around that warrants not just more of a discussion, but warrants making the decision to take the leap.
The terrible part is with coaches. You mentioned Tony Vitello going to the Giants, and he's still going through it, I guess, as a coach professionally right now, too. He's had more comments come out. And you look at Dusty May, I know, Tony going to be a hot mic.
He has the same comments coming out. He has new reporters who aren't used to the way he talks, I think is the problem there. But anyway, continue.
It's true. But the same way Dusty May can go or Matt Rule can go to Carolina, the coaches can team hop the way they want to, a league hop the way they want to, and always go back down. The college game ain't necessarily like that at some point in time, even though you can transfer from team to team. But
sure, well, you have a clock that expires.
Yeah, you got a clock that expires. Right. Coaches, they have a safety
net.
You're
supposed to have a clock that expires.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get to that point. Coaches always got a safety net. You mentioned like the easiest thing for Dusty May is go do his 4 or 5 years, bomb out, and then go right back to a big-time college team.
Well, and the agents, too, would say, well, yeah, but coaches have to pay a buyout.
Stop. The buyouts, you're not – like, that money's already retained for the most part. I mean,
there's still a contractual mechanism that you have to check in order to move that college players, some of them are starting to get, but for the most part, it's just, there are no consequences.
But that college team that they're going to is going to alleviate some of that pressure of the money they've lost to.
Always.
That's the other part. Am I mad at the Dusty May thing? No, because I get it. When you're hot, I don't know what else would there be.
I mean, I think we'd all make the same decision if we were.
I think you have to.
Yeah.
Especially, I guess the quality of life may change for him. Going to the NBA. It's more stability.
What matters to you?
He's got a real GM that doesn't have to go into parents' homes. Like, he can just go to Chicago to the NBA Combine.
What matters to you? Some people, it matters more to coach young people and be a mentor to young men and women and be in the college game and coach kids. I mean, because at the end of the day, these are still 18 and 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
And some folks don't want to do the recruiting and don't want to go to Grand Rapids to talk to a 4-star or don't want to deal with knock on the door when guy has a good practice and all of a sudden wants a $20,000 raise. Like, it's just a personal preference. I can't be mad at any of it, honestly.
No doubt.
Now more than ever.
But immediately I was like, go get JP Estrella. I know it's probably impossible.
I'm good. I want people who want to be Vols.
I do too, but clearly he probably got broke off real well.
Sure.
To go there.
Tennessee probably would have too. Probably would have paid him as well. Maybe not as much as Michigan did on the open market and the open transfer portal market, but no, I'm good. Once you leave, you're out to me.
I'm taking him back. I got a soft heart for JP. I'm gonna be real.
Gator Mike on the phone, 615-737-1045. Hello, Mike.
Morning, Mike.
Will, welcome back, my friend. I just got a couple quick things. Will y'all be at karaoke tomorrow night?
Probably, maybe.
I'm questionable. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah. So you were. We got you on the list just in case, Will. Right? Like
in that case, I'm doubtful. Yeah, I'm doubtful. Yeah.
Got it. You're doubtful. Okay. Want to make sure on
downgraded to doubtful.
Yeah. Yeah. With that Dusty May news, it definitely I like that from a Florida Gator standpoint because Michigan was probably one of the other favorites with us for this upcoming season, but it'll be interesting with that 15-day portal window to see who jumps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, what about Rain Man? Did you all hear Lucas on 3HL yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Lucas was pretty good. Him and Will got this soccer thing down pat.
Will,
he was good.
They said, Dawn said, we heard you can name every World Cup winner since it began.
Oh, wow.
Lucas went through every single winner, not only told you who it was, but gave a little bit about each year in the game. I mean, I know you're a big soccer dude, but, man, it was like the World Cup Rain Man yesterday. It was totally awesome.
96 years of history.
Brent, I'm like, dude, that's one of the most amazing things I've ever heard for him to just pull that off the top of his head like that. It was
impressive.
He cooked. I ain't gonna lie to you. From 1932, he gave 30. Yeah. He. I was just like,
1930.
He gave you the war
the
years.
U.S. was in the semifinal back in 1930.
That's what he said, and like he even gave the war years as well.
Oh, wow.
I was just like, golly, Lucas. Yeah. I'm with him. I didn't know he was a Rain Man like
crazy.
that.
Right. And then, Will, one final thing. Ramon, did we get clarification? Did somebody in the wedding party have jokes? Because Ramon told us that a Vanderbilt comic.
I did say that. I did.
Oh, so his line just got dropped. I don't know what happened. 615-737-1045 is our number. If you want to come in with any other, sorry, that's weird. Somebody, local authorities, that's weird. I don't know what just happened. Oh, it was me.
Stop.
Coming up,
You idiot.
some things, Mike, don't come on here.
You idiot.
Some things stay off.
What is new guy? I love this version of Will.
Coming up, the Titans are scheduled to report for training camp July 23rd at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. The veterans will report on July 28th.
That's clutch.
What did we learn so far post-draft? That's next.
Everyone's loving what's happening at Genesis Diamonds. Free financing for 5 whole years, where you can make any purchase, pay $0 down, and get 0 interest for 5 years. It's insane. And it's not just on engagement rings either. Also on earrings. They got bracelets, bands, color gemstone jewelry, pre-owned Rolex watches, where you can buy now and pay nothing down and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. So that $5,000 gift comes out to just about $85 a month. And that luxury pre-owned Rolex starts at only $150 a month. This is an amazing offer from the jeweler that's always finding ways to bring you more value. All GI certified diamonds are included in this. I'm talking about rounds, princess cuts, ovals, pear shapes, cushion cuts, emerald cuts. Whether you get a $5,000 diamond or a $50,000 diamond, you can spread those payments over 5 years. Lab-grown diamonds are also included in this. You can get the Genesis value price on anything. Pay $0 down and spread your payments over 5 years. But hurry, this is a limited time offer, and this ends June 30th and will not be extended. Genesis Diamonds is located in Green Hills and Cool Springs.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%, and most folks are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. What's up? It's Will Bowling. Here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. And here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With 0 out of pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage, rates are at near 3-year lows, so act now. Go to loanpronto.com, see how much you can get in about 60 seconds. That's Loan Pronto with 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 615-499-5780 or visit loanpronto.com. That's 615-499-5780 or online at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Ramon Will continues on Tuesday morning in Music City. Offseason upon us in this 4-week span to the day between minicamp and training camp. We are 1 month away from rookies reporting for Tennessee Titans training camp 2026. The Robert Saleh era beginning in a new way at that point. And Ramon, at that point, as you and I both know, football really beginning.
Yes, it really does.
No question. 1 month away. So that being said, over the last couple of months, post-draft, through rookie minicamp, through OTAs, through mandatory minicamp, and everything that we learned last week, I have asked you for a Foster 5 on biggest things that we have learned about the Tennessee Titans through the offseason program so far. My first question to you every time we do this is, how challenging or not so challenging was this for you?
Not so challenging because, again, just looking at them at practice, the storylines from everybody in Titans media, what concerns them is somewhat easy, man, when you think about what this 26 season can mean. And the other part, though, too, Will, there's so much new in the speculation of what this season can or cannot be as well. So what I'm going to say in my top 5 of this component of what happened in OTAs and minicamp is just that. And I think whenever we get to training camp, there'll be new storylines we have to hash out as well, too. It's just...
Oh, yeah. No, it'll all reset.
The angles in which Saleh, Dable, Bradley, and Bones Fossils are in right now because it's a sight unseen with how they operate.
What do you mean by that?
Just these hot points that I got right here as far as whenever the season ticks off, I don't know what the offense is going to look like for Cam. My first one up is accuracy. I don't know what a real season under Dable's going to look like, but
what's
it's a
the
concern
process
right
look
now.
like in order to address
all of
different
these
things
issues right here?
installed?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We are taking a look at things that we learned without obviously having the full roadmap.
No doubt about it.
Unless you have an office at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center. None of us have the full roadmap on what all this is supposed to look like. And it may be part of the plan to have Cam have a little bit of a rougher time now in order to have a better time in training camp or preseason and games and things like that. But we give that disclaimer to say, take it for what it's worth. This is what we learned from our perspective based on what we know in just this part of the offseason.
For sure.
That's where we're at.
Yep.
All right, so number 5 for you is what? The biggest thing that you learned.
Accuracy of Cam could be a concern for a lot of people in his fan base. I think listening to that conversation and that narrative be kind of drum up, Cam's got people either hot or cold. There's no real in between. Well, there is. There's a sit back and watch group, but that group doesn't speak up. You either really love Cam.
I hear from him a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You either really love him when this type of situation pops up, or you just don't think Cam's ever going to do it. It's fascinating to kind of see some of the back and forth on social media and hear some of the discord around Cam a little bit too. But this time of year to be judging accuracy now, I think is somewhat flagrant and is almost immature if you're a sports fan or you cover sports as well.
So it's not a big concern for you?
No, it's not, because this time of year with a new offense, new coach, new parts, and just a lot of everything that's surrounding them, you try stuff, you test stuff out. They stress Cam some days, and just watching the scripts too with how Cam went, the way Levis went, the way Mitch Trubisky went, and at times the way Hendon were out there practices. And even Dable or Saleh, I think, said this as well. The scripts aren't the same. If you mess up a play, they're moving on. No player is getting the same exact play over and over again too, which is what I thought the first time around. Cam seems to be preparing for the season because he's the starter. So there's going to be more challenging things. When you put a backup in, Will, mostly you kind of keep it vanilla, right? It's real gray. There is no real, hey, I'm going to put the ball in your hand and we're going to go. I tell the story all the time. When Josh Dobbs got into the game, I thought when he had to come in for a play, I thought he was just going to hand the ball off. We're going to punt on 4th down and reset after this when our quarterback comes back. No, Josh Dobbs got in the game and called 74 protection. I'm looking at him like, we're throwing the football? Because you don't usually do that with your backup. So I understood that. And right now, I think Cam's been challenged more than the other guys have with the plays that they've put down on the script. And in that, you're trying to figure out where can we stress Cam. today is going to be Cam's day. And I don't think that context was added to this springtime conversation surrounding Cam's inaccuracies that he's had. So that's number one. Watching how that's been a main topic and going into training camp, how they fix it or how they manicure it.
At what point do accuracy problems with Cam Ward become a concern for you?
If it's turnovers. That's where. Because when you look at what accuracy is, like we'll look at the completion percentage accuracy. So I saw Cam, and I think we were there that day. Cam had a fade to Chimray. Cam kind of drifted the ball a little bit, and it's like, oh, he should have
sailed on him.
Should have made that layup.
Yeah.
I think we both saw that. Should have made that layup.
Yep.
Then he gets to play back. What did he do on the play to Xavier Restrepo? Absolutely drops it in a bucket. Mm-hmm. That's a learned situation for me. He had another one later, and I think you weren't there that day. It was down the post. It was a post route. Had one where it kind of sailed too right, one where it kind of sailed too much inside. And I'm thinking if I'm considering what the play was, he's probably watching the safety because Kevin Winston was right there and trying to see where this ball can be fitted, if not just throw it away and those types of. I think that's smart football. Some would say you were inaccurate, you're supposed to hit him in stride. But the other side of this, though, too, Will, is you see Cam get the ball, set in the pocket, 3-step drop, and absolutely dot it across the middle on a slant route above the hands of Cody. And you say to yourself, wow, that's elite. So which one is it when we're talking about accuracy in these moments right here? The downfield passes are harder. They're 50-50, sometimes 60-40 the way you look at them as well. It's a matter of how often do you think this offense will call those and how consistent can Cam be as far as getting the cohesion and chemistry with his guys to hit those.
That's the word that matters to me is consistency.
Yeah.
Like you are unfortunately judged on your worst throws just as much as you are your best throws. And to me, I do think it's a concern.
Okay.
I think the accuracy is a concern now. I'm there.
Okay.
I don't think it's a major issue. I'm not pressing the panic button. I'm not going back and saying, oh, they should have traded and gotten Abdul Carter instead. I'm still glad that Cam Ward's a Titan, and I think they made the right decision by bringing him in. I've been won over. So don't hear me say that. But at the same time, I think we've also got to be realistic and understand that some of the misses that he had were a bit concerning and something that needs to be addressed. Again, we don't have the full picture. We don't know what they're working on or how much mechanic stuff they're doing versus scheme and just how comfortable he is in the system. And some of the accuracy might get better as he is a bit more comfortable with new wide receivers. And again, I'm not trying to make excuses, but at the same time, like for what it is right now, I left a couple practices thinking like, couple more throws I would have liked to see him connected on. Again, for what it's worth, I was on my honeymoon for mandatory minicamp. Wasn't there for what I know was written as maybe his best day at the very end of everything that we got to see. So the lasting impression I got was more the Cam at the end of OTAs that was still missing some of the, not layups, but again, we talked about it at practice, like mid-range. Mm-hmm. You got to hit some more mid-range jumpers. I'm not talking about the 50-50s. Like, those are going to take some more time. I'm talking about the 10 to 12-yard routes that are open that need to be hit. For me, he missed on a few too many of those for what I would have liked at this point of the offseason. It's June. We'll see if it gets better. But for me, it is a minor concern at this point. Yeah.
At minicamp, he hit those.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's great.
Like open field.
Then I probably, again, for what it's worth, would feel a little bit differently had I been there for that.
No doubt. And again, you're right. The concern, most definitely, you don't have that be the conversation.
It's just something to continue to monitor.
Yeah.
That's about where I'm at with it.
Yep.
I'd say I'm about a 4 out of 10 on Cam's accuracy being a concern at this point. 4 or 5 out of 10.
I'd roll with you in that boat.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not off on that
Something to monitor.
Yep.
Number 4 on your list.
Option routes and wide receivers rooms.
Work in progress.
Work in progress.
Okay.
That is also one of those getting on the same page size of things.
And there's a story to every incompletion, just like there's a story to every interception, and there's a story to every completion on why something worked or didn't work.
But I say that too.
Beyond just quarterback.
I did the option route side of it because there's a lot. Well, Cam being on the same page, knowing when this guy's going to break it off. I think it was 1 or 2 plays where KJ Osborne was running down the field. And I'm talking about on the spot, Cam hits him in the face. I think it was KJ. It was one of the wide receivers. I forget who it was. No, it was Alec Ayumaner. I'm talking about all he had to do was turn around and put his hands up And it was a misplaced ball right there because I think he wasn't ready to break his route off at that point in time. And it was an amazing throw. Accuracy was right there, front right shoulder the way you needed to be, and it was just off right there. So getting on that same page too, and I put / wide receiver on because I'm always cheap when you ask me to do a list. But in that though, Will, it's stacked. Cam's growth and maturity on figuring out who his guys are going to be, I think is just as important as anything else that he's going to do this year. We're talking about Carnell, Calvin, Wandale, Ellick, and Chimray. Like, this is a good floor to have. And not just that, you look behind that group and it's raised just as well. Like, we were looking at Mr. Trubisky walk up and down the field. And I told Rhett, I said, this is a solid group of twos. Now, in that group of twos still working was the young fellas, was Chimray, and there was also Ellick as well. But, like, the floor of who you can ask to make plays, so I hadn't even mentioned the tight ends.
Sure.
Or Tajay. Like,
yeah, right.
That to me was I feel like, side of this spring ball era, too, is just realizing that it could be good.
Number 3 for you is what?
The impact that Kevin Winston Jr. can make and how excited Gus Bradley is and Robert Saleh is about him.
Nice.
The fascinating part about
I'll set up for that.
I think it was written, so I'll bring it up. The fascinating part about him is how he's been used. Like, it could be close to the line of scrimmage. Like, that was a couple of plays in which you kind of say, you see some seesawing going on where Alante's involved in it, and you kind of say to yourself, this could be spicy.
Yeah, I saw Easton Freeze wrote about it. Was reading that actually, I think yesterday. I was just catching up on stuff about Tony Adams being in a box safety role and allowing Kevin Winston Jr. to be further back in the secondary to play center field a little bit.
And here's a part about Kevin Winston Jr. side of it too. I think he's going to end up being a warning flag for a lot of people running across the middle. That physicality that you're looking for, because Bradley brought it up, he's excited about him because that side of his game, is there, and they hadn't even had the ability to see it. But he's Johnny on the spot when the balls are in the air, though.
I think as a rule, don't underestimate Tony Adams' role on the defense.
No doubt about it.
I think maybe he is among the most unheralded players who have not been discussed a lot, who are going to have really important jobs on this football team.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tony Adams is an important player on that defense.
Very much so. I agree with you.
Number 2 on your list of what we learned this offseason is what?
The defensive end room is, in my opinion, I'm not sure if it's elite, but it is loaded.
I think it's the best it's been in a long time.
Yes.
As deep as it's been in a long time. Because the best Mike Vrabel defenses and the defense that had all the sacks that it had on Joe Burrow and the Bengals in 2021 did so with a front 4 that played a ton of snaps.
Bro.
It's been a while, Ramon, since you've had this amount of bodies that can rotate in who you feel pretty good about.
It's kind of weird to speak of the dudes that can make plays for you here. Like, that's where it's at. We're talking
in a
about
good way.
In a good way, yeah. No, seriously. And then the other part, though, too, is veterans that are involved in this as well. Like, I'm looking at this past week, like, Jacob Martin was hot. He was. The 9-year veteran, I think, came from the Washington Commanders this offseason.
That's right.
He was hot.
Former Jet.
And you can just go down the names of these guys that have either had some run in with Coach Saleh or has played in this style of defense that you say, yeah, this could be nasty, which is, again, why I'm pushing my own personal narrative that I don't think Cam has to be Superman this year. When you got this amount of veterans that can get after the quarterback in this style of defense, it's fascinating. And also hearing Cody Barton speak of what linebackers in this defense are allowed to do, the range and what you're allowed to play with keeping everything in front of them, you see and you react. Like, you don't necessarily have a zone. Like, your eyes are on the quarterback and you go where the ball takes you or wherever the quarterback takes you in this too. Of course, with the rules that are allowed that they have to follow. But hearing him speak about what this D-line should do for them and how they should be cleanup men is fascinating. And it starts, in my personal opinion, with getting the opposing quarterback off the spot. And this group got a lot of good talent, in my opinion, that should be able to do it. And by the way, Femi hasn't, I think it's been reported, hadn't seen the field yet either.
Robert Saleh said it. Said he's working through an injury.
But you look at the group of veterans and just bodies. Ernest Brown, Jalen Harrell, Malik Herring, Jermaine Johnson, Truman Jones, Jacob Martin, like Femi. There's a lot to like. Keldrick Falk is another one. That's a big D. And by the way,
John Franklin Myers on
third down situations.
Certain opportunities, right?
And if Jeff is where I've heard he at as far as like weight-wise, like the explosiveness.
Well, just look at him.
I know. You see what I'm saying? Like that side of the defense is one, that's a hard decision to make in training camp. Who's going to be your final group? But the floor of competition is so high right now with that group. And I ain't even mentioned Solomon Thomas.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. A lot of guys that can do a lot of different jobs for you.
Yeah, it is.
Number one thing you learned.
You know where I'm at.
When we come back, 615-737-1045, the number one thing Ramon Foster learned about the Titans during the offseason program after this.
It's Ramon Foster, and I'm with Aaron from United Structure Systems. Man, they came by today to check out my house. If there's anything, any issues, small or big, you're gonna fill us in there.
We can take care of it no matter what kind of problems. So first off, we'll just kind of take a look through your house and see what kind of issues you got going. You know, cracks in the brick, cracks in the drywall, weird spots in the floor, doors sticking, windows not opening properly. Once we identify those areas, we're going to do a thorough inspection around the outside, make sure there's no issues going on with that. And then once we look over it, we'll talk about what's going on, and hopefully we ain't got no issues, and then we'll go from there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Mr. Foster, so we have looked at the issues that you brought up. We had the drywall in the attic up here above your bonus or your garage. You had some doors sticking.
I did.
Going in your bathroom. So we've inspected all that. We don't see any major structural concerns. So you're going to be one of our lucky good news customers today. There is some minor deflection there. That's not an uncommon thing. As any house is built, it's its biggest and its strongest the day that it's born. Right, and from that point, it just gets older, just like us. We ain't hopping up out of bed, taking off down the hallway, running downstairs anymore.
Not protecting quarterbacks anymore.
No.
Opening up late. We're done.
Your guard ain't there no more.
Okay,
so,
I got you.
So it just happens. It gets a little older and it starts to deflect. Now, there are some things we can do to kind of help adjust those doors, mainly adjusting in the door, which we don't necessarily do, and maybe doing some light shimming in the crawl space down there to address those sticking doors. But for now, no major issues there. We did talk about the grading in the back and some issues that we can take care of back there for you. But that's pretty much up in a nutshell. No big issues and you're good to go. So.
Awesome. So again, what you deal with United Structure Systems is it's upfront, it's honest, and now I can sleep peacefully at night, okay?
This is a different court, Blair.
Same result, Slay.
Oh, okay, Blair. See, that's Tyler Tanner. See, Tyler Tanner's in the house now.
Let's see what you got. Jerry's out, Blair.
Blair, come on. Okay, Blair, just come sit down. Come on, Blair. Blair, stop. You're going to get hurt. Blair, get off the court. That's enough.
What's the verdict, Blair? The courtroom is where I play ball.
Boy, Durham, injury law. And that ain't got no roof.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings, we pay all cash, we close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home the hassle-free way with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
Ramon Will at 104.5 The Zone. Wrapping up hour number 2 in the first half of the show. 615-737-1045. Austin Price coming up at 8:20. Your thoughts at the Evan and Big Chat, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. In the middle of a Foster 5 on the biggest things that Ramon learned in the offseason program for your Tennessee Titans. We've gone 5 through 2. Ramon, what is the number one thing that you learned about the Titans over the last month and a half during OTAs and minicamp?
The right side of the offensive line might not be settled until game 2 of the preseason. The back and forth between Jackson Slater and Cordell Volson has been unique, watching them both work and get reps with the 1s, 2s, and even stepping in with the 3s from the time to time as well. It's been fascinating for me. I think even JC's involvement in his 2s kind of, hit or miss some days as well. I think he has some stuff going on, his OTAs and whatnot. But figuring out that chemistry from the center, right guard, right tackle, is to be an everyday test. Like if Jimmy Wise updating every day in practice, I would almost guess the right side of the offensive line is a conversation each and every day because it's crucial to Cam's benefit. It's crucial to this offense. The decision do you make is, do you turn Jackson Slater into a career rotational guy, or does the addition of Cordell Volson really set you up to have a starter for 3-4 years potentially? I don't know that answer because you know the young guy in Slater and say, yeah, we'll build with him. We got something with him. Considering Austin Sloatman at center is an older guy as well. Or do you go with Cordell and say, I'd much rather go with experience, size, and just the idea that he understands what we're doing? That one's hot for me. And only way they can win it is in training camp. And there was no real give or take. I'll be real with you watching them in the spring so far.
I think for me, the only reason why that wouldn't be my number one is that they don't have pads on yet, and there's just still so much time until the important evaluation process starts for offensive linemen.
For sure.
There's so many guys, you know it as well as anybody, who win June just based off of a little bit more effort against defensive linemen who also know there aren't pads on. And there's only so much you can really do to win with physicality when you can't be fully physical in practice.
Yeah, for sure.
So until we have preseason games to watch, until we have joint practice one-on-ones to watch against defensive linemen who you don't go up against every day, who don't know every move and counter move that you have in your arsenal, there's just really only so much we can learn about these guys. Yeah. It is really fool's gold this time of year in the offensive line. So that being said, you're 100% right. Heck, I don't think it's even settled by the end of September. Like, I think we may still be thinking about different rotational options at right guard in games 4 and 5. In the same way that Nate Davis, when he was the right guard for the Titans as a day 3 draft pick in his rookie season out of Charlotte, took over on a Thursday night game against the Jacksonville Jaguars that was, I believe, 4 games into the 2019 season. Before that, it was, all right, let's go with the guy, let's go with the vet, let's go with the more proven commodity that we know. That might be the plan for Jackson Slater. That might be the plan for Fernando Carmona, Pat Coogan factoring in this. Like, there's just still so much we don't know. I have more questions than I do answers.
For sure.
On the right side of the Titans offensive line, and specifically at right guard so far. And at that position, you may be asking, like, why are we talking about the right guard so much in June? Like, why should we care? You are only as good as your weakest link at that position.
Facts.
And in that unit. It's the same way at corner and secondary as it is offensive line. You are only as good as your worst one.
You can't really hide them.
You can be better at all 4 of the other positions. J.C. Lath can be better. Skoronski can be all pro. Dan Moore could take a step forward. Schloatman could be an upgrade on Cushenberry. But if you get worse at right guard, your offensive line could still be worse than it was last year.
Just puts an anchor on all things you're able to do.
It does. It could. I hope not, but it could, yeah.
You had a guy, though. I think it's very fascinating this time of the year.
Yeah, my number one takeaway is Carnell Tate. Like, it legitimately, any of the concerns about the 40 time, any of the qualms about reaching, any of that noise that was negative around the Carnell Tate selection with the 4th overall pick seems to be totally quiet and put to the side for me. The biggest thing I learned in the last month and a half is that Carnell Tate is legit and that he looks like a number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we say this time of year, you take it for what it's worth. It's June. There's not pads on. A lot of it was against Micah Robinson, who, to be fair, also had some really good days.
Really, minicamp?
Towards the end of OTAs and minicamp.
Minicamp, he got Alante on one on the out route. Whew.
I know Teron Davenport wrote about that at ESPN.com, too, about kind of players that jumped out. Like, Micah Robinson finished strongly.
He did.
All that being said, though, to me, it's Carnell Tate.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that he looks like a legit number one receiver.
His 4.5, if you had any concern about it, is 4.5 all the time. Like he's not shifting down to a 4.7 speed. And I think that's more beneficial than a guy that's a 4.3 that plays like he's 4.5. Like, when are you ever going to get to your top speed? The way he's able to use his body and the way he was able to get open and know how to run routes, I'm with you. Like, it deads the conversation. I'm not sure what Mekhi Lemon is doing in other places and stuff like that, but Carnell's availability to be out there and to show what he's capable of, yeah, I ride with you on that one.
It rolls with the idea that I had when he was drafted, that the day he was drafted, he was the number one receiver for the Tennessee Titans. I don't think there's as much debate that we can even have on that anymore. I think Carnell Tate is already this team's number one wide receiver. And I think part of it is because, again, he's going to run the kind of routes that Cam Ward's going to want to throw a lot.
And that's why I had Cam, like, accuracy and 5 on there and wide receivers as my 5th one, because, again, Cam figuring out where he wants to go is going to be super unique.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So a good thing, for sure, that he's already looking that good. Coming up, is Dusty May setting a new precedent in college athletics, or specifically in college hoops? We'll talk about it next. Second half of the show at hour 3 getting started on this Tuesday morning. Ramon and Will, 615-737-1045. How you join us? Streaming live at 1045 The Zone TV. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Good to be back. Austin Price will be back with us here in 20 minutes. Get the latest out of Knoxville on another busy football recruiting weekend. It'd be a draft tonight. What does that mean for Nate Ament? And the baseball transfer portal still very much open. And another commitment for Tennessee out of the portal yesterday on the pitching mound.
Yes. Pitching lab definitely is where it looks like their focus is this offseason.
Needs to be.
It
Needs
does.
to be.
Got his pitching coach as well right
now,
now,
needs.
too.
Absolutely.
Win or lose. By the way, I hate to slander this guy since you brought up baseball.
Okay.
Because this is my dude. I like him a lot. I think you like him a lot. Everybody loves this guy.
Okay.
But he needs to be slandered because I heard Robert Walsh one day speaking about the College World Series and how North Carolina and all of this, how he loves them and everything. And, yeah, just North Carolina and the ACC is going to poo-poo all over the SEC again because, right now, big dog them are back, and you're no longer big dog them. And Bert, I love Bert, okay? That's my guy.
Of course.
He's everybody's guy.
Our guy.
He's our guy, okay?
Exactly.
But you know what I say to you? Suck it, okay? Because the ACC lost, SEC's back on top again. Another championship trophy for the trophy case, Bird. Take that one and enjoy it. And go on back to the little North Carolina, okay, with your East Carolina crew and your South Carolina crew and your NCAA crew, and you tell them Papa is home, and we took the trophy back to Birmingham, okay, the SEC headquarters, all right? Take that with you.
7 in a row for the SEC now after Oklahoma beat North Carolina 13-2 last night.
Yeah, it is.
One of the all-time great postseason runs in college baseball, too, and what Oklahoma did. They were the 11 seed in the SEC tournament.
You know why
Finished
they won
11th in the SEC.
You know why they won it?
Why is that?
Fried chicken. That's why.
What?
Did you hear their coach? The coach said that after they had a big loss. No, straight up, this is what they did. They had a big loss. I'm paraphrasing everything that had happened. They had a big loss, and the coach said, we got to get back to what we know. He's like, what we're going to do, we're going to practice really, really hard. I think they go for 2-3 hours or something like that. And he said they're going to have fried chicken. So that's what essentially they did. They pretty much were breaking bread, working hard, and breaking bread is essentially what it was.
Yeah, there it is. I see the story.
You see it? Yeah. It's fried chicken is what they did. But he said what they needed to do, just understand we're playing the game. There's no reason to overhype or underplay or overplay it. As long as we work and do what we're supposed to do, trusting each other. And by the way, that outfield and pitching that they had yesterday too, Oklahoma's, it was beautiful to watch. If you love baseball, that was great baseball because they made big-time plays, big-time throws, right field through from right field to third and got a guy out from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Really good matchup, man. I'm glad the SEC continues to hold its crown.
Sure.
But fried chicken is the story behind that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Hoping Oklahoma win the national title.
They're also the first team to win the national championship, starting a freshman pitcher every game.
Did they really?
Yep.
There you go.
All 3 games.
So, Robert Walsh, I love you on everything. Take this one, tuck it in, and sleep with it at night, okay? That's what I would tell you because we got this one for another year. We up.
I love it. Yeah, they finished the season losing 4 straight weekend series. Oklahoma did, including to Tennessee.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma City.
Get there. Sure did.
It's why, even this season with how inconsistent Tennessee was, you couldn't quit them until the fat lady sung, until it was over. Really, until the first game was over against TCU, to be fair, because Tennessee did not have the pitching to pull themselves out of this. But fun team to watch, and congrats to Oklahoma.
Congrats.
Good for them.
Man.
If there is a stick and a ball, the SEC is going to win the title in that sport. Between softball and baseball, the SEC dominates stick and ball sports.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
SEC needs to be replaced with stick and ball. Stick and ball. I'm not going to plural it. I'm just going to say ball. There's only one baseball out there at any given time. But anyway, between softball and baseball, that's what we do. Big Ten could take a lot from us, but not that.
But not baseball. We're locked in for life.
Not that.
One, man.
So Dusty May is going to the Dallas Mavericks, and I thought Dan Wetzel had an interesting piece at ESPN.com about the new precedent that the Michigan basketball coach might be setting in not just college athletics, Ramon, but in college basketball. He brings up an interesting point that the types of college coaches that the NBA might want to poach now are better suited to succeed in pro basketball than they used to be. Because from John Calipari to Lon Kruger to Leonard Hamilton, Tim Floyd, Mike Montgomery, even Rick Pitino, the difference between good basketball programs and not as good basketball programs, in a lot of ways, was recruiting. And the World Wide West, and Calipari having the tools that he had at Memphis and at Kentucky and Pitino, and your ability to get 5 stars out of high school and get them to campus and win with one and dones. With more teams able to recruit at the highest level, one, but B, with the similarities, Ramon, between college basketball and the NBA, I think this is going to be a new normal for really good college basketball coaches. A, because the Mavericks reportedly also talked to John Shire at Duke and reached out to him, and he declined.
Wow.
Cooper Flagg, obviously, being a former John Shire player at Duke. But think about how similar the jobs are in managing a college basketball roster and an NBA roster now versus even 10 years ago. And Dan Wetzel wrote about it. It says, Dusty May has no pro experience, but grinded his way from video coordinator with a slew of mid-major stops as both an assistant and head coach. Here's the thing. He played numerous different styles based on whatever his personnel allowed for that season or even that game. Until he got to Michigan, he never benefited from any kind of recruiting power to stock his roster with superstars. Calipari and Pitino, great when they can recruit a better roster than everyone else. But when the playing field is somewhat leveled in the NBA, didn't have head and shoulders above everyone else the ability to outcoach the other teams. I think Dan Wetzel makes a good point that now to succeed in college basketball, you have to be more malleable and adaptable to the players that you have than ever before because there are more teams that can take your type of player because more teams have more money than ever before. Am I making sense?
Yeah, you are. It does. But here's the thing, though, too. Are you willing? Is this only for Power 4 coaches that are in this situation as well? That's essentially got to work themselves up. Because
I don't think there's a world where like the Indiana State coach is going straight to the NBA.
Sure. And that's the clarity I was looking for right there. Like, and
there's still a step that's got to be taken.
That's the reason I think Dusty May had to leave. Right, wrong, and different. Unless you're coming from a true blue blood, and not to disparage you Michigan fans, but Michigan basketball is elite. But when you think of the blue bloods, they're not necessarily thrown into that mix. You got Duke, you got Kansas, North Carolina. You throw those teams out there and you say to yourself, like, yeah, those are the blue bloods that, like, Duke's coach leaving. I don't want to say it doesn't make sense, but, like, that's Duke.
Well, and Josh Shire played there.
Yeah.
Right? Like that might mean something a bit different than Dusty May, who's really an Indiana guy.
It does. But it's true. When you look at the teams like Michigan, I would even throw Florida into that conversation, right? When you say to yourself, what's next for a coach that's coaching at those places, that's won national championships, that's understand how to curate their roster to be competitive. Florida's got to, I ain't going to say they have to grind and go get their players, but Michigan, they found a recipe this year that allowed him to have his best coaching gig ever in his life, and he win the national championship. And not just that, smack people around in the process, too. The NBA pro game is a little bit different, though, to where you got to take what you're given and deal with it as well. The question I have for a guy like Dusty May, any coach that's following this pathway, how much input do you have on your roster? Because, again, we can act like he just took the players he was given or you hand-selected them, but the same thing goes in the NBA. He's going to inherit this Dallas roster right now and have to figure out how can he surround Cooper Flagg moving forward, and can he point to the types of guys he's either had at Michigan or wherever else he's been at, UAB, Eastern Michigan, or Louisiana Tech. Does he know how to go find those guys as well? Because coaches have to have an input on their rosters too.
Well, and some guys, it feels like, want that input and others don't.
And that's the question I have for a guy.
Again, it just depends on what you want. Does Dusty May want to be the architect of all things roster, or does he want to just wash his hands of it and say, "No, I'm a basketball coach. Like, I'll talk to the GM and we'll work together, but like I'm here to coach and I don't want to do all the other crap." what I think is interesting, so Dan Wetzel writes, it says, for too long, NBA teams hired college coaches whose success was built, at least partially, on their ability to recruit. The better the players, the better the coach, always. It's not that college guys who bombed out couldn't coach. They certainly could, and most had more success following their return to the NCAA. It's just the structure of the two levels was so different. Same sport, different game. Now it's a lot closer. If anything, the NBA actually offers you more roster stability. He says, as such, May will be a test case for a new generation of college coaches who aren't succeeding necessarily due, in part, to the favor they have with a certain shoe company or a couple AAU coaches. That was the name of the game for so many years. Who do you know? Who can you recruit? Can I just build a better team of better basketball players than you? That playing field is as level as it has ever been, really, in college basketball. And even more so, Ramon, for me in college basketball than college football, because you have Villanovas, you have UConns, you have Gonzagas, who don't have football to spend on at the same level. So you have these basketball-only powers that their large rev share is just hoops. Georgetown, another example, a team that's trying to get back to normal. So, all that being said, if Dusty May succeeds, look out, Alabama fans. Look out, Arizona fans. Look out, UConn fans. Like Dan Hurley, Tommy Lloyd, Nate Oates, John Shire again, whoever replaces Rick Barnes, because I don't think Rick Barnes at this point in his career is going to ever do anything else other than coach Tennessee. I think there are more similarities now between the NBA and college basketball than maybe ever before. And I think this is the beginning of a trend. I do.
So it was lightly brought up, but Nate Oates to Michigan?
No, not this time around.
Okay.
Not in June.
Okay.
It's going to be, I believe.
They've already
Mike
filled
Boynton,
that role.
Mike
Boynton.
Boynton.
Never mind.
He's going to get the job.
He's already got it.
Now, I mean, this time next year, maybe. But again, like the way this sport's currently built, what does Michigan have that Alabama doesn't, other than just some hardware?
This is true. Recent.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama can offer Nate Oates anything that Michigan can.
That's true.
I think. I mean, better arena, like obviously Michigan facilities, but that's the kind of job though that opens up, and then Nate Oates gets to create his own arena. You get to then send a list of things to the AD and say, all right, Craig Byrne, here you go. Here's what I want. And he'll get it. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if the NBA comes for Nate Oates, but I'd be surprised to see him go to Michigan. 615-737-1045, our number. Back to your calls after Austin Price, who joins us next. Maybe you're thinking about buying or selling your home. You just need that push to take that leap of faith. Well, when Steven set out to buy one home and sell another, he wanted a team he could trust to get every detail right, and he found exactly that with Bernie Gallerani Real Estate. What's up, it's Will Bowling. As Steven weighed his options, the team helped him carefully assess the pros and cons of each property so he could move forward with confidence. When it came time to sell, his home was listed correctly the very first time. No problems, no errors, just a professional job done right. And through it all, Bernie Gallerani Real Estate kept Steven informed every step of the way, making sure he had everything he needed all the way to closing. Honest, professional, and genuinely great people to work with. Buying, selling, or juggling both, trust the team that gets it right the first time. Bernie Gallerani Real Estate. Visit BernieGallerani.com. Learn about his guaranteed sale program, where he guarantees to sell your home in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it. You can check him out online at BernieGallerani.com. That's 615-428-2644. Online at BernieGallerani.com. Every time the glass breaks here on 104.5 The Zone, you get the absolute latest on Rocky Top. As Ramon and Will continues here at Hour 3, Ramon Foster and Will Bowling, pleased to be joined at this time each and every Tuesday by VolQuest insider Austin Price. Good morning, Austin. How are you?
Well, guys, I will say I'm sitting out on my back porch this morning, and the birds are active. I mean,
I love
super active. So, it's a nice morning over here in Knoxville. It's not overly hot yet, and, kind of feels good out.
That is the ambient sound, we always get when Brent Hubbs is on with us on Fridays as he's out, doing his morning work. So that's just the soundtrack of VolQuest visits this week. The birds in the background.
You normally get the beans being snapped and the tomatoes being picked and, all those things from Hubbs.
I love it. Well, Austin, we are obviously in the end game with David Gabriel George's recruitment between Tennessee and Ohio State, and Ohio State has offered one of his close friends and teammates. This is the phase that we're in, as you know, of reading into everything. How significant is that at this point, Austin, as DGG continues to weigh his options?
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt Ohio State, right? I mean, it's a smart move. I mean, is it the end-all, be-all? Do I think David Gabriel Georges is going, okay, now I'm going to Ohio State? I don't think that's the case, but it does give him a familiar face, potentially, in Columbus if he chose to go there. Much like, Tennessee always had, in the back pocket, two familiar faces in Gabe Osinda and Jamian Theodore here in Knoxville, two of his other really good friends. And I would say he's probably closer with Theodore than he is Osinda, and I mean, obviously he and Osinda are good buddies as well, but I think Theodore would be more along the lines of, the kid they just offered from Ohio State, so his current roommate at Baylor. And so, I mean, it's certainly, a smart move by Ohio State. Again, is it the end-all, be-all? I don't think that's the case, but for a kid who didn't really have anybody that he knew at Ohio State outside of, Carlos Lachlan, now he potentially could have somebody else. Now, does Ole Miss offer this kid? Does Tennessee offer this kid? I don't think there's a knee-jerk to do that, at least from Tennessee's side, because he does have friends here. So I don't think the whole notion that he doesn't have friends here kicks in like it did at Ohio State. So Ohio State's trying to move the chess pieces again. I heard this in the War Room last week. Ohio State's going to make another run here, and Tennessee's going to have to keep the momentum and keep the gas pedal down in this recruitment, if they're going to, land David Gabriel Georges. When everybody was crystal balling him and everybody was acting like it was done to Ohio State, what did I say? It's not done. Right. It's not done. And then what happened? All the momentum shifted to Tennessee. And what did I say then? It's not done. And it's still not done. So, we'll see what happens over the next month. We're basically a month out from the decision, and we'll see kind of what other twists and turns you see between now and then. But obviously, both schools are going to try to keep the pedal down in this recruitment.
Austin Price of VolQuest on 3 with us. Do you expect that July 22nd announcement date to be set in stone at this point, Austin?
I do. I mean, is it possible that he changes maybe slightly? If he did, I don't think it would be an announcement, so to speak, as far as a ceremony. I think it would just be a, hey, I'm committed tweet, or an Instagram post or whatever, likely through Hayes Fawcett, because that's what all the kids do. But at this stage, I think you're probably sticking to the ceremony at Baylor on July 22nd.
We're joined by Austin Price of VolQuest on 3 this morning. Also, another recruiting news, man. Where does Tennessee stand with Asa Barnes as he enters decision mode, man?
Yeah, again, that's one where Tennessee, I think the longer it goes, the better it is for Tennessee. If it happens pretty quick, I think Arkansas, makes more sense at this current time. But that's one I think Tennessee will continue to recruit into the fall. I mean, everybody knows. David Gabriel Georges knows. Asa Barnes knows. Tennessee wants to take 2 backs. But now they have currently 0. But, they'd like to take 2, and we'll see where things go here. Again, I think the longer it goes, the better chance for Tennessee. The shorter term announcement decision would be likely Arkansas. But again, even if that's Arkansas now, to me, long term, I still feel like Tennessee's got a pretty good shot here with Asa Barnes from Martin Westview.
For sure. Fascinating. This recruiting, Tennessee seems to be very selective in this process, man. But who else did Tennessee help itself with over the weekend with visitors that they had on campus, Oz?
Yeah, Nico Campos, big offensive tackle from Germany. That feels like Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Auburn, and Michigan are in play as well there. He's back home in Germany. Was hoping to make a decision sometime today as far as internally, and then announce it through the NFL Academy in London in the month of July. So that's kind of where it is right now with him. Again, that's what he told us leaving the visit, was he hoped to make a decision by Tuesday. Well, in Germany, we're well into Tuesday as we're in the afternoon hours. And so I'd say over the next few hours, schools will start to find out what he's going to do. And then, again, we'll kind of see where things go for him. But I know he's hoping to announce sometime in July.
Austin Price of AllQuest, our guest this morning at Austin Priceless, where you get the latest on Twitter. Austin, Tennessee's been good at getting their top target over the past couple cycles. And obviously Tristan Keys was one of those for the Vols last season. I know you guys wrote about him in the War Room on Friday at volquest.com. How much is he starting to push and really make a move into that competition and get on the field right away as a true freshman?
He's doing a lot of nice things in the offseason. Now, what does he do when you get out there and you're in 11-on-11 work? Does he run the right routes? Does he run the routes at the right depth? Does he do all the things that Kelsey Pope's wanting him to do? Time will tell on that, but he's doing a lot of the things in the offseason that give them hope that he is going to be quicker to the field than others have been in this offense, right? I mean, he seems like he's had a really nice May, June to this point, and we'll see if he can continue that into July and into August and into training camp. But there's a lot of hope there. Obviously, he had missed most of spring ball because he was hampered from some nagging stuff back in the off season. But again, this is a kid who is back fully healthy and appears ready to go. And the fact that Rodarius Jackson or Travis Smith didn't latch on and take firm hold of Chris Brazel's open spot gives him hope and gives him a little bit of sense of urgency. Like, oh, wait a minute, don't forget me here. Include me in this battle for this spot.
Austin, we've talked with you so much about the linebacker position and how much deeper Tennessee is now versus what it had a season ago. Do you feel like that group is kind of living up to the hype so far this offseason? And where does Arion Carter fit in that as he gets healthy again and clearly from all reports as well is starting to look like the best version of himself too?
Yeah, Arion's the leader of that group. Does he have as much time on task in the defense? No, that'd be the Campbell kid. But, I think when it comes to pure talent, Arion's as good as it gets. And, he's the leader in that room. And then you have Jeremiah Thielander and Edwin Spillman and then Amari Campbell. And then you have those young kids. And they don't even count the true freshmen who they have a lot of high hopes for in T.J. White. And so you look at this group and they are just really, really, really talented. And it's hard not to be excited if you're William Inge, if you're Jim Knowles, if you're Josh Heupel, because there's a lot of depth there. There's a lot of talent there. Now, with that comes also the responsibility of getting them to the field, which puts a little extra pressure on William Inge because you're only going to play so many, and everybody wants to play. So inevitably, you're going to have to, you're going to have to be able to massage a few egos in the room, so to speak. I think that there's a bunch of kids that are going to want to play. They're not going to be happy. People around them are not going to be happy because there's only so many kids that can play. And I do think, what does Tennessee do with the lack of Leos, with the lack of edges? I mean, I think you're going to see some bigger defensive ends playing that spot. But does Tennessee play more three linebacker sets this year because of that and use some of the athleticism from Arion Carter, in a different way than he was used before? Maybe that's possible. And if that's the case, then that gives you a little bit more wiggle room to get more players to the field.
Austin, I feel the same, maybe a little bit less about the offensive line position with the incorporation of Ori Williams as well. You can almost forget about Sham Yumarov a little bit because Jesse Perry's there, but Jesse can play right tackle as well, and you move David over to left. How confident are you on this group? And I guess it's good to have some depth and experience, but how confident are you in this group going into 26?
Well, last year they kind of got their tail whipped in spring ball and even in fall camp, and then they were really good in the season. Because it's different when you're going against it every day versus different when you're going against it one time. I have a lot of high hopes for this team. I think David Sanders is poised to go boom. I love Jesse Perry. They've got to get more consistent play out of Pendleton at center. I think that is paramount. I think he's got to be better than he was a year ago. He was solid a year ago, but I think he just has to be better. Not having Wendell Moy out there in spring, I thought pushed some of this group. It also kind of exposed them a little bit. He'll be back coming off the off-season stuff, and that'll obviously help this group a ton in fall camp and then once the season gets here. And you're right. I think Ori Williams and what he's able to do or not do will determine what they do with Jesse Perry and Sham Umarov.
Yeah, fascinating approach. Do not envy that even a little bit, man. Austin, baseball's recruiting's picked up as well, man. Where's Josh Elander and this new team that he's been able to put his DNA all over so far in the offseason with the portal additions that they've had?
Yeah, obviously got the pitcher last night. From South Carolina, they've got to continue to add hitters. And they got a good group of key guys back in that regard as far as, getting them re-upped, for roster retention for next spring. But I think they need to add, a couple more quality bats and continue to add to the pitching staff. I know it's not gone as fast as some fans would want it to go, but there have been a lot of portal additions the last few years that happened in the month of July for Tennessee baseball. We'll see if that continues this year. Better hope it continues.
Right.
Austin, kind of weird that Dusty May might have the opportunity to draft Nate Ament tonight, even though Dusty May is not officially the Dallas Mavericks head coach yet. That's where one mock draft had Nate going in the NBA draft. What have you heard about Nate's stock, and what do you expect tonight for Tennessee's most recent lottery pick?
Yeah, he's one that, it wouldn't surprise me if he went higher than people expected, because I think a lot of people, you get a lot of that pre-draft posturing and positioning, we don't like him, even though you really do, because you don't want somebody else to take him. And then, so it would surprise me at all if he went a little higher than people thought. The upside's there. The NBA loves upside, and that's how they draft, based off of what they think you're going to be 3 years from now, not what you are now. But for Nate, I think it's more about fit than it is anything else. It's about where you go to a place that's not going to put too much on you too soon, with a nice group of veterans around you. I think that's the biggest thing for Nate going into tonight's NBA draft.
Austin Price joins us Tuesdays at 8:20 here in the show. Get the latest on all things Tennessee, as always, at volquest.com. Appreciate you as always, Austin. We'll do it again next week.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Austin Price with us this morning. Big deal for Nate Ament, obviously, and just getting that to what Austin said, organization that believes in the potential.
For sure.
But also Ramon is going to have the patience to let him reach his ceiling at his pace. Nate isn't, in my opinion, going to be the type of player to come in and have the immediate impact of some of these other guys. But if you have the right patience and plan for him, he might end up being better than a lot of the guys that are picked ahead of him who are going to be more pro-ready players right away. Fair way to put it?
It is. He's still not even grown up yet. He's, the way Savage kind of explained it is he was on a smaller circuit coming out of high school. You saw what the potential was, that he was a 5-star through and through, and he's still in that growth period. Austin's 100% correct. His projection is through the ceiling. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's got an outside shot. He's got handles. He's got the size. The frame is barely even touched when it comes down to him adding muscle and bulk to it. He can get above the rim. He's got a mid-range. He's a big that can handle the ball, that can, back somebody down from time to time, like he was Kevin Garnett in his era. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of talent that he possesses. So you got to go with the potential side of what he is. I hadn't seen him go no higher than 9 in some of the mocks. I think when it first came out for Nato Met, it was around 11. Some people put him at 13, lottery picks and stuff like that. Nate's, I think, draft starts from 6 to 9 is the way I kind of view it tonight for him. Atlanta was the team at 8, and now it was shifted to the Dallas Mavericks, and I think I saw 1-2 other teams in that conversation as well.
Coming up, this is my first show being on during the World Cup, and I'm very excited to welcome so many of you to the game that I love so much. The U.S. men's national team got great news yesterday. I'll tell you what it is coming up next. Wrapping up hour 3 this morning on Ramon and Will. Glad you're with us. Glad to be back. I've been sitting on some takes. Ramon's, I'm sure, had things he wanted to catch me up on.
I need to hear from you.
We'll catch up on a bunch coming up in hour 4 at 9:20. 615-737-1045, our number. Oh, the U.S. is so good at soccer, guys. I love it so much.
Preach, Will.
The U.S. men's national team is cooking. Mauricio Pochettino has already tied for the most wins ever at a World Cup for a manager in U.S. men's soccer history.
That's tough.
And he has coached 2 games. He has won 2 games. Good vibes are continuing.
Yeah.
You see the good news yesterday.
About Turkey, eh? No, who?
Christian Pulisic is back to full training.
Is he really?
Back to full training for the first time since June 11th, having recovered from an injured left calf that he first injured 2 days before the 4-1 victory against Paraguay. So he played the first half, exited at halftime. He aggravated the injury. Then he just got kicked, was what they kept saying. He just got kicked in the calf a bunch by Paraguay. And he was back at training yesterday, a critical step for him to play again. Now, the question becomes, Ramon, how much do you play him Thursday? Thursday's match has no factor at all. U.S. has already won the group. They're likely going to take on Bosnia, but that's still very much up in the air with a lot to be sorted out. The U.S. has a very reasonable pathway to, at the very least, the quarterfinal of the World Cup.
Okay.
I mean, the vibes could not be more different from where we were even just a month ago when things were bleak around this team. And I mean very bleak around this team. I cannot believe how quickly things have changed for them. And what Poch has done, Mauricio Pochettino, what the players have done to take up the style that he wants to play, the high press, the just excitement that they brought back to the game. The fact that they have done all of that, Ramon, with Christian Pulisic playing 45 minutes in this tournament is shocking. Shocking. If you had told me the U.S. would have already won the group going into the Turkey match 30 days ago, I would have been pleasantly surprised. Yeah. If you had told me they would do that with Pulisic playing one half, I would have been absolutely floored.
How good is Pulisic?
In my opinion, he is already the best U.S. men's soccer player of all time.
Okay. Does he play MLS?
No.
He's international.
He has never played in MLS. Right now he plays for AC Milan. It's Lucas's club in Italy. He is a Champions League winner at Chelsea. Played for Borussia Dortmund in Germany. Made a move to Germany when he was, I believe, 14, when he was a teenager. Wow. He had
his family left.
Ability. Yeah, they moved to Germany for him to get that level of training, and it's worked. I think he's the best player to ever wear a U.S. shirt.
Get out.
I really do.
Okay.
I was saying that 4 years ago. With what he has achieved in Europe, with what he has done consistently for a number of different clubs, a number of different leagues, with what he has done for the national team, I think he's the best of all time for U.S. men's soccer already. Now, Landon Donovan and Clint Dempsey would have something to say about that, as would Tim Howard. Apples and oranges. It's difficult to compare a goalkeeper and a winger anyway, but for me, I think you could at least say he's the most talented player to ever play for the U.S. men's national team. Yeah.
This raises the American profile when it comes to the
Massively.
World Cup? Okay,
Massively.
gotcha.
And internationally, I think the U.S. is probably seen as marginally more respectable based on what they've already done. What matters to me is the impact that this has on the next generation, because so many of these players are around my age and watched Landon Donovan score 16 years ago against Algeria to advance to the round of 16 to get to that next step in 2010 in South Africa as the pivotal moment that got a lot of people to believe in U.S. soccer. There have been moments. Women's team have been the same way because they've been so good since the beginning of the Women's World Cup about 30, 40 years ago, that your ability to inspire a younger generation and make more kids want to invest in soccer and play soccer matters.
Yeah.
And that's why this World Cup matters so much for us. It is a chance on home soil in a lot of kids' backyards and stadiums that they watch games played in on Saturdays and Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays and all the things in the NFL to think, oh, I could do that and be inspired to do it one day. And so, yeah, there is a massive, massive opportunity here. If the U.S. makes it to the quarterfinal of the World Cup, to raise the profile of this sport for the foreseeable future in this country. I truly believe that. And the television numbers are backing it up because they're doing like major television numbers right now on English and Spanish viewers watching these games, watching U.S. games specifically.
Is this a little bit of the benefit of more teams in the World Cup this year, though, too?
I don't think that. Not as far as the U.S. is
they're
concerned.
winning.
Like I think the fact that there are a couple of things at play on why the U.S. has started so well. First of all, when you are a host, you get seeded in the same pot as the best teams in the world.
Okay.
So you're taking teams out of 4 different pots, basically seeded as the upper quarter, middle 2 quarters, and the bottom quarter of teams.
Mm-hmm.
When you are a host country, you cannot be in the same group as the top teams in the world because you are drawn out of the same pot as them.
Okay.
So you have an inherent advantage as a host nation playing teams that are worse than what you would play if you were seated where you're actually supposed to be. So that's number one. And secondly, like this is just the generation that was always supposed to be the best for the U.S. Like there is a direct correlation between, in my opinion, Major League Soccer investing more in its youth academies and its development system and MLS's profile climbing and the profile of a lot of the U.S. players climbing. A guy like Tyler Adams benefited from a better youth setup in New York and then is able to go to Salzburg and Leipzig and now Bournemouth in England. Weston McKennie, FC Dallas product. Like, again, it's like I said before the tournament. If you want the U.S. men's national team to succeed, you want MLS to succeed. Because a lot of our youth talent and academy talent starts here and then will go to Europe as teenagers. Alex Freeman, son of Antonio Freeman, the former Green Bay Packer, who scored the second goal the other day against Australia, is a player who was in Orlando City's academy, then moves to Villarreal. He got his opportunity in the national team because of Orlando City identifying him. And Pochettino talked about it. And Oscar Pareja saying, I believe in this guy after he was denied from Miami's academy. So I think the profile of MLS taking a step forward has helped the national team. Being a host country has certainly helped. The home field advantage playing a part of it because Seattle was a massive home field advantage.
It was insane.
For the U.S. That place was rocking, even though the supporters had to be up in the upper deck, which is a separate issue. And I just think, I don't know. It just feels like this generation is built more on players playing in Europe than ever before.
No doubt.
This U.S. men's national team has more players playing abroad than any other U.S. men's national team squad before it, and you're seeing the benefits of that as well.
I'm laughing at our chat. James in here. Let me embarrass him. Ramon, name 2 players on the team. I don't know. That's why I'm asking
That's
Will.
okay. That's the beauty of the World Cup is that you don't have to. We're all on the same team.
Exactly. Don't be this soccer
I'm not going to gatekeep it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be that guy,
Christian
James.
Pulisic, Fuller, and Balogun. Those are the 2 guys that you need to know most.
You know what I know? USA.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all I need to know, right? Like at this point, and that's what's cool about watching them win. It's the same thing that happened, I feel like, in the in hockey as well. Like the momentum grew. And then it became like a storyline behind the momentum. And then at that point, everybody came together to watch United States beat, what was it, Canada? Like, seriously. Like, this is what it's all about, in my personal opinion. Like, I'm new to this. I'm enjoying it. I did turn on yesterday, watch France play and Mbappe, and just wowed by how I'm thinking to myself, like, all this is new to me. I'm trying to figure out why these guys are so big.
Oh, like, I know it's the most important sport in the world, and it's not even close.
But then you watch them play, and you're like, oh, I get it now. Like watching Messi again score more.
Oh, he was amazing yesterday. Oh my gosh!
That's attractive.
There was a triple header on Fox yesterday.
Yeah,
where Messi won for Argentina with 2 goals. Kylian Mbappe helped France win over Iraq with 2 goals. Ahmed Qassem, Nashville SC winger, got a ton of shout-outs.
Got a
playing for Iraq. That's right. Got to start yesterday. And then you had Erling Haaland for Norway. Also scoring 2 goals. Like that triple header, you're never going to get any better.
No doubt.
In a day of group stage games than Messi, Mbappe, Haaland. Because for me, right now, Kylian Mbappe is the best player in the world, in my opinion. A lot of folks will still tell you it's Messi. And
still?
Yeah. It's still. Like, he's just, it's a bit different. He walks a little bit more. He picks his moments, but those moments are still as magical as ever. That's the thing with Messi. Like his control, the way he can just control the ball and just have it stick to his foot. Still think back to seeing it for the first time for the Leagues Cup final here 3 years ago. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
That's crazy.
Never seen anything like it. And still on this stage against the best in the world, he's got 5 goals already.
Still doing it.
5 goals in the World Cup so far. U.S. soccer viewership, I mentioned that. 14.78 million on English language television alone against Australia. 4th largest audience for a men's World Cup match in the U.S. And the record was set a week ago when 18 million watched the U.S. beat Paraguay 4-1.
Yeah.
Crazy. Largest soccer telecast in U.S. history is still the 2015 Women's World Cup final when the U.S. beat Japan with 22.3 million viewers. I think if the U.S. makes a World Cup quarterfinal, that number goes down. I think you will see the most watched soccer match in United States history this month. I really do. And I think it's going to be the U.S. men against somebody, hopefully in a quarterfinal against somebody like Spain, because that would be unbelievable.
And MLS benefits from this.
I think it does.
Hands down.
I think the whole sport benefits from it. I think we could look back at this as a pivotal moment where soccer took a bigger step towards becoming a major sport in this country. For people like me and in my generation, specifically speaking for myself, I think it's already past sports like hockey and baseball for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not speaking for everyone.
No
like
doubt.
obviously soccer is still behind those big 4.
Yeah.
But I think it's knocking right on the door of the National Hockey League, in my opinion.
Obviously, and here's what I would say too. I know we're up against it, but like soccer fans, when they're in it, you can't pull them away from it. I saw this firsthand, like going to Geodis, Nashville SC. Like the fans that go there, everybody's in uniform, everybody's cheerful. Like you see the culture of what soccer is here, even just in Nashville.
Right.
And I never thought Nashville would do soccer the way it's doing right now. But Nashville SC, of course, wins help as well.
I mean, like the win over Paraguay had more viewers than the last game of the NBA Finals.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Didn't realize that.
Yeah. Like that. This is something we're going to continue to talk about, just like we talk about the NBA Finals, because you guys are watching it and we're watching it. And it is the thing captivating our attention the most in sports right now. So, Thursday. Come out to Geodis Park. Lucas and I will be there.
Yeah.
We'll be on the mic, hanging out with the people. Geodis Park, watch party, USA, Turkey A, late Thursday night. It's going to be a blast. Soccer is a sport that is most enjoyed watching with a group of people as well. It is a community sport, especially when our community is our country.
No doubt.
In the U.S., so I'm pumped. That is one of the biggest things I'm excited about being back home is like, I'm about to be so locked in. I'm bad. I almost stayed up last night for the Jordan-Algeria game. I did not.
Really?
But I almost did. I was watching Widows Bay instead. 615-737-1045 is our number. Oklahoma hoisting the College World Series title. Speaking of TV ratings, some interesting stuff coming out of the College World Series. We'll talk about it next.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Good people, we don't like dealing with those issues at all, whether it be your plumbing, your HVAC, or electrical around your house. Most of the time, you don't know what it would cost you, if it'll get fixed right, or if somebody's trying to sell you something you don't need. When you call or reach out to Hiller, the experts are going to solve your problems quickly. And the price you're told is the price that you will actually pay. There's zero hidden fees or surprises on your bill at all. Hiller's been in business for over 35 years and are family owned and operated, so you know they care about the work that they do for you and around your house. It starts with their techs. They're very professional, very experienced, and very trustworthy. And the cool part is when they're on their way, you'll receive a photo of the tech and a link to track them in real time, so you're not sitting around wasting your time. The motto is happy you'll build, the service is free. If you're not satisfied with the work that Hiller does in or around your home, they will do all they can to make it right, or just simply say, here's your money back. Listen, to learn more or to book with Hiller, head over to happyhiller.com.
9:04. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. A blockbuster NBA trade last night per Shams Charania. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, 3 other players, as well as 3 first-round draft picks, including the number 13 overall pick in tonight's NBA draft, a pick swap, and a second-round pick as well. In the NFL, training camp dates were released yesterday across the league for the Titans. Rookies will report to Vanderbilt Health Football Center a month from today, Thursday, July 23rd. Then the veterans, they will report the following Tuesday, July 28th. Joint practices were also announced with the Titans practicing with the 49ers in Santa Clara on August 11th, and they'll practice against the Seahawks in Nashville on August 21st. And finally, a practice against the Bears in Nashville August 27th before the preseason finale on the 29th. In college baseball last night, Oklahoma crushed North Carolina in Game 3 of the Men's College World Series, 13-2 to win their 3rd college baseball national championship and first since 1994. The Sooners become the 7th straight SEC team to win the title. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the 4th and final hour on this Tuesday. Glad you're with us. Sun's out. Feels nice outside. Summer is fully upon us. Nashville, Tennessee. Thankful for it. We're in the month leading up to training camp, which the Titans officially announced will be July 23rd for rookies, July 28th for the vets. What does Ramon need to catch me up on? We're just going to have a blanket, just open, what did I miss? And what you missed from me over the last week, and just a blanket reaction to a bunch of stuff, because Jeffrey Simmons got paid. Mini camp ended. Cam apparently had a good day at the end of it. World Cup has been in full swing. We'll get into that a little bit. NBA has just totally changed. College World Series, bunch of stuff's happened in the week and a half I've been out. And I'm glad to be back. It's good to get back to work.
Glad to have you back, man.
Still fiddling with my ring, getting used to having a ring on, because I've never been a ring guy other than like one semester of wearing a state championship ring in high school. But I'll get used to it eventually.
No doubt about it, man. Every time you raise your hands up, I'm like, what is that? Oh, that's his ring on his finger, man. Like, it's kind of weird seeing you with one. The first time around, I actually like the one that you got, too. I looked at it and I was like, man, I might want to buy one of those. But
okay.
Yeah, it's a good design.
I'm a good influence.
It's a manly design, but it's also super unique,
It's got like the beveled edge on it, I think is what it's called. I don't know.
I never forget. It was one thing, too, when we were looking for our rings. I got my wife a ring. One of her, she only had one rule. She's like, I actually just don't do like a diamond ring. Like, just flood it with
diamond. You couldn't do a diamond?
Like, you know how some men do like diamond studs around their rings or like little small diamonds?
I don't.
And I was just like, okay, all right.
We run in a little bit different circles, clearly, because I am not familiar with any guy ever having diamonds on their rings.
I was like, this.
I'm not friends with NFL players that I was coworkers with for 11 years. I'm friends with you,
No doubt.
who was an NFL player, and Blaine and Slay. We've got some pro athletes who I like to think I'm friends with, but no, I do not run in circles of people who have diamonds on their wedding bands.
Well, I will say this, to your point, that is the crowd, okay? Where the guys get their wives this big gaudy diamond, and usually the dudes will get like some type of diamonds in a wedding band or something like that. That was just like our own rule, and it's like, your ring can't outshine mine. I was like, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's real fair when you think about the day and what it means. It's not about the guy much at all on that day.
We do, as a society, need to come up with the male equivalent of the engagement ring. I think Bert's talked about this. I've discussed this before. Women get the engagement ring.
Yes.
What do we get?
Hold up, engagement and the band or bands.
Right. But I just mean in the engagement time. It's like, how does everyone know that we're off the market? Everyone knows that our fiancés are off the market when they get an engagement ring. Like, should we get like a necklace, a watch?
First time you put yours on officially is when you got married. Like, you didn't walk around.
Right.
Women can walk around with engagement rings.
Exactly.
It's got to be something you can distinguish between, because everybody wears a watch or a necklace or something typical. But like if you had a ring on, obviously that signifies something completely different.
A lot of women wear rings, though, before they're engaged.
What if men had to get their ears pierced?
Not on that finger, though.
Not like that.
It's forbidden.
I think you'd be surprised.
Really?
On what?
On like your left ring finger. Like there are still people that aren't engaged or aren't married who have rings on that finger at times.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that as a detractor.
It's not super common.
Shame on them.
You talking about that have?
Forbidden.
No, I've seen it as my sister-in-law wears one just because, like, it's just like, okay, you wear it to detract people from trying to talk to you and stuff like that.
Smart.
So there's a rule behind it. Like, you don't want to be bothered. Well, put on a fake wedding ring.
I know there's the big trend on social media that the male equivalent of flowers is banana bread.
Huh?
Do what?
Like men get women flowers, women bake men banana bread.
I ride with that.
That's our equivalent. That's what we get as gifts.
I'll take that.
I take that.
Oh, absolutely. You kidding me? I love
I don't
banana
know what
bread.
you get a guy, though. A pinky ring? No, it's still a ring.
Yeah. I don't know.
Then you wouldn't really use it if pinky rings aren't your thing.
I'm going to have to workshop that.
Watch is the only thing.
Well, not everybody's.
Keisha, I deserve a new watch. Tattoos?
Yeah.
What?
I do a finger tattoo.
That's a mistake.
Why? I do a finger tattoo.
I know, but I've seen people. I've seen people have to redo those tattoos. It's the only thing.
What's the comedian Pete? What's his last name?
Davis?
Yeah.
What about?
He doesn't have any tattoos anymore.
He doesn't?
No, he got them all removed.
Oh, that's crazy. Good for him.
Mike on YouTube says, nothing wrong with men having diamonds in their engagement ring. I personally want diamonds in mine. No, I didn't say there's anything wrong
I don't
with
think
it.
there's anything wrong.
No, definitely not. I had not heard of that.
Yeah, no.
But you do you.
See, for me, I went with wood.
Huh?
My wedding ring has wood in it.
Oh,
It's
you
got
one of
titanium on the
those.
outside for the band,
Okay.
and then it has wood in the middle of it.
They
I'm
sell
still
a ton of
messing
those in Hawaii. You can see those rings right there. Super unique right there. I ended up getting like a cheap tungsten ring in Hawaii one time. Just happened to be buying stuff. We went there for our honeymoon or whatever. It was pretty doggone sweet. I enjoyed it. I almost died.
Oh, what? How did you almost die on your honeymoon?
Story
It's a big,
time.
deep breath.
It is.
How long
because
is this
it's
story?
Still traumatic. It's not very long. We did the couple thing. Okay, we go out there and you know how it is going on vacations with couples. You'll get to that point again. Now, married guy over there. Okay, and they get out in the canoes. Okay, in the cold. Non-swimmer, I am. Okay, and I'm thinking to myself, well, we can't just sit on the sideline. This is a situation in which I, too, as a man, as a husband, have to show my wife I'm brave enough to be in the canoe with her and we can look, very cinematic to the people. Look at that couple over there. They look so happy. They must be newlyweds. Yes, is what I'm thinking. My foolish behind. It says, you know what? You know how to swim. I'll figure it out. I put on a life vest. We'll be fine. Get in the canoe. And it's one of those, not one of those bigger canoes. It's one of those canoes where you just like, you got to have a good core. Will did not understand how to roll on either side. I rolled too quick. I felt it when it rocked again, and we fell over.
Oh, no.
Non-swimmer, okay? No. And I am holding on to dear life. Keisha's telling me, Mom, just let go. We're going to go. You got on the... You have on the vest. You're fine. No, I'm not. I'm yelling to my homeboy, come get me. Because I'm thinking in my mind, Keisha can't save me like this. And that's still a touchy situation for us. She's like, you didn't trust me to save your life. I'm like, Keisha, I would have drowned you, okay? I'd have pushed you up. The guy, the lifeguard, finally spots me as I'm waddling in the water like, help me, okay? Dude gets out there. He's a native guy. On top of being a lifeguard, he tells me, you shouldn't be out here. I said, you know what? You right. I'll never go out there again. Almost died. Keisha continually tells me, my wife continually tells me, you could have just stood up. I'm telling her, I couldn't have just stood up. If I could have just stood up, I'd have felt the bottom. I could not feel the bottom.
Yeah, that's the point, to feel the bottom so you can stand.
Oh, I can stand. They don't believe. I'm like, oh, my God.
They do tell you in the instructional videos you're not supposed to stand up. You're supposed to just you're supposed to lay down and just let the current take you.
Listen.
Until you get to a still point in the water, and then you stand up, and then you get back in.
I got one good idea for us at this station. That's it. That's all the free one I'm giving.
Okay.
Buck and I needs to document us learning how to swim, period. At this point. I know he does. He's the only white guy I know that don't know how to swim. Tell me another one.
Yeah. I can't tread water,
Exactly.
but that's not as uncommon.
But if your canoe had flipped over, you would have been able to get to the cove. To the shore. Would you not?
Well,
Not
again,
me.
I've watched the instructional videos. You just lay down, you kick your feet up, and you let it carry you.
Because you have no fear of water.
So you could get trapped like in a rock.
Yeah.
if you try to stand up.
Ah.
I think
What if
is
you
how
can
it is.
swim and have a fear of water?
You do?
I don't like the ocean at all.
Well, ocean is different. We don't belong in there.
But
we don't.
I'm not a good swimmer, but I can swim.
So, like in a river, you can't see your feet below you because the water's so murky.
That's right.
Yeah,
But the shoreline
I'm good.
is
If I
closer.
can stand, I can stand. I'm fine. If I have to swim, no.
Did you take lessons, Will? Because you said you know how to swim, but don't know how to trade.
Oh yeah, no. At the Brentwood Y, you had to like pass a swim test just to be able to go in the pool.
Of course,
at a certain age. Yeah, and I took them as a little kid too.
I just figured if you knew how to swim, like treading and everything else was easy.
Oh, no.
You got to continue to go back.
Is hard.
I don't. Boom. There it is.
And again, I think I'm weird in this. I've never been able to tread water very successfully, ever.
Which is crazy because
I'm bad at it.
So you're comfortable just jumping in a lake?
Yeah, why not?
You are?
I mean, I like to have a life jacket on if I'm like out on a boat or something. Well, that's just good. That's just practical. That's good safety.
Swimmers don't tell you this. People that know how to swim, I feel like, just tell you, just jump in and it'll be okay.
No. Well, I mean, there's other boats going around. Like, you never know what's in there. So, yeah, 100% use precaution.
I can swim in the lake, but it doesn't mean I really want to swim in the lake.
Well, plus, I don't want to be working. Like, if I'm at a lake with friends and I want to get in the water, I probably have a beer in my hand. Mm-hmm. And so I don't want to be treading water. I want to be able to just float there and drink my beer and hang out. And
fully understand.
I just have guys be dudes.
But like the way soccer, I mean, the way swimmers speak about like swimming is the way soccer fans. Yes, exactly. The way soccer fans speak about soccer too. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of gatekeeping from Big Swim out there.
Straight up, they make, you don't know how to. You're an athlete, so. You're a person that know how to walk.
I always love that. You're an athlete. Yeah, that blocking 300-pound lineman has nothing to do with the ability to tread water or swim.
That's
like I had a friend tell me that once. Like when I started golfing, it's like, oh, but you're an athlete. You're a college athlete. You should be good at it. Zero correlation between swinging a golf club and running long distances. Could not be less correlation.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not asking for a pat on the back. I just need understanding. The one time I did take lessons, I told you this story before. This lady took me in the middle. Like I went to the bottom and touched the 12.
Were you with a bunch of like 8-year-olds?
Hey, fight
me. Where do you even go to take adult swim lessons?
I went to the Y. I did.
I mean, that's a good place to start.
I went to the Y. And
they got everything.
They do. This lady had me on the floaty, the red lifesaver floaty.
Yeah, right.
And I got very comfortable. I dropped all the way to the bottom, come up, blowing bubbles and everything, but I was right next to the ledge, okay?
I would pay so much money to do this. Like, if we made this like a Zone TV original.
No, for real.
Just following Ramon and Buck learning how to swim, and we put it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Have one of the army of people that we meet here from time to time at the station who apparently work with us. Like, just have one of our promotions people just go video you guys and put it on YouTube. Our subscribers would go through the roof.
I did just have a caller that offered some swim lessons. But
where are they from?
Bellevue. You said, that's pretty far from Hendersonville.
I'll do it. My kid goes to school out there.
Well, call back, Derek.
Yeah.
Call back.
But Trey Smith just learned last year, too.
Oh, okay.
He did.
He's also taking golf lessons. I see him on Instagram golfing a bunch now.
He did. Trey Smith just learned, too. I'm not sure if he still know how to swim, but I because that's the other part. But he learned as well. But the story about the floaty, she took me away from the wall. I go out and I'm already breathing heavy. My anxiety's picking up. And she let go of me. And when I rolled back, I never went back to another lesson. I panicked. I was scared out of my mind. And
I understand.
I had a guy at the gym yesterday telling me, man, listen, you work out and you do a swim workout, it's going to be so much better for you.
It is a good workout because it's muscles and cardio.
I want to do it.
It's everything. Listen, as much as Buck brags about the privileges that he has had in life, the fact that he has had all those privileges and didn't take like swim lessons from like Michael Phelps is crazy to me.
Oh, for real? You said from Phelps?
Yeah, I'm surprised Ryan Lochte wasn't like teaching him. Like, oh yeah, I see Missy Franklin for my swim lessons. Like he's the only kid who's had bottle service who's not had swim lessons.
Facts. He's the only one I know.
Brent wants to chime in on swim lessons. What's up, Brent?
Morning, Brent.
Hey, how's it going?
We're good, man. Good morning.
Yeah, I was in the Navy from 99 to 05, and it was pretty funny just showing up to boot camp and seeing how many people joined the Navy and had no idea how to swim. We had to, when you get there, after you go through all your medical stuff, they take you to the swim deck, and they got multiple sets of bleachers, and we're telling you to, if you know how to swim, sit in these. If you think you know how to swim, sit over here. If you don't know how to swim, sit over here and we'll do lessons. And they had to move so many bleachers over for the people that joined up and had no idea how to swim. It was pretty kind of comical.
Are you serious? Wow. Like you live in water, basically.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different jobs in the Navy, but more likely you're going to be on a ship at some point. So you probably ought to know how to swim in case you fall off. But yeah, it was pretty comical.
Thank you, Brent.
They're just using y'all as crutches. Everybody else on the ship. Well, if I fall, Brent will come save me.
That's right. Hey, I went through rescue swimmer school. Come on.
Wow.
Brent, don't tease me.
Thank you for your service, Brent. Appreciate
Thank you, Brent. Seriously.
Y'all have a good day.
Yes, sir. You too. That's crazy. Even in the Navy.
Even in the Navy. My uncle did. He did the Marines as well. Say like one of the first days you get there, you jump off from like a 12 or 15-foot platform into the water. Like, I'm not sure if I'm accurate on that, Brent, but you immediately go in the water.
From ESPN PR on Twitter, ESPN delivered the most watched men's College World Series pre-championship finals ever. 1.4 million average viewers for men's College World Series, up 34% from last year. 2 mil watched UNC West Virginia, third most watched pre-finals game on record. Interested to see what the numbers look like from OU UNC as Oklahoma won the national title last night.
Shout out.
College baseball trending up.
There we are.
I think especially with some of the proposed changes to Major League Baseball and the drafts, I think college baseball is a rocket ship.
The international side of that, though, well, I think it's the talent is about to go up, but the international side of what the MLB is doing is very fascinating.
Basically, the advice I have right now is when you see stories come out about MLB proposing something or the Players Union proposing something, take it for what it's worth. It's just a proposal because we're going to get locked out next year of Major League Baseball. It's just going to happen. Just go ahead and accept it. There's going to be a lockout. And right now, both sides are just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks and seeing what they can actually agree on because they appear to be very far apart. Very far apart. Coming up, what did I miss the last week and a half? What did Ramon miss from me on takes he would have heard? We'll catch each other up on a number of things next. Ramon Will on 104.5. The Zone rolls on our number 4, 615-737-1045. The number. So when I left on June the 12th, the World Cup hadn't started yet, and OTAs was wrapping up. So I was out for mandatory minicamp. You have missed a lot of soccer stuff, and a lot of people around Nashville are going.
We had people. No. We had people in our chat that were like, "I love whenever you guys talk other sports." Like that was moments.
I've seen it too.
No. While you were gone, I was like, when is Will coming back so we can speak about some hockey? I mean, some soccer, hockey, and like everything else.
I know they weren't waiting on my hockey takes.
They were. It was good though. We talked a little bit about it. I deferred it to Stoney and Brother Hawkins back there.
Love it.
That conversation did come up. So come on, let's try to recap this thing.
Let's start on your end. What did I miss? And for listeners who maybe weren't locked in, or maybe you're on vacation and mandatory minicamp flew by, and it goes by quickly every time. Most meaningful thing that happened last week at mandatory minicamp was what?
Cam's accuracy being put to bed. The conversation about completion percentages, I think, because that had drummed up, I think the weekend before minicamp took off, the concerns about, hey, Cam's got to figure this stuff out, and like, hey, what's next? And is he's the quarterback of the future? That conversation got loud, and what can Dable do for him? Will he take this next step? Heck, he's lost 10 pounds. He looked like he need to put 10 pounds back on. Like there was a lot of that was really drumming up. And to kind of end last week, you speak specifically about that one with 2 real solid days from a guy that I felt like watching the flow of practice whenever they got done with individual, as far as like O-line doing their stuff, D-line doing their stuff, they went to team stuff. It was nothing but team. They went from one group, then they did the 2s, then they do the 3s, and the 1s were right back. Then they switched periods.
So it kind of had a scrimmage day to end minicamp, right?
It was. The big Wednesday, was a big scrimmage. They had a family day on Thursday. It wasn't much to be done about it other than come back. And Coach Saleh reiterated that. 40 days. Like Moses.
And 40 nights.
Yeah. Hey, he was dead serious. You got 40 days to get yourself together, and that was top of mind.
He let his people go.
We talked about this a little bit. Yeah, no, we're going to let you go on training camp. We talked about this a little bit on Monday. Right now, it's like the 40 days, what does that mean? And what I liked about what Coach Saleh is doing, he's making as much transparency to this team, also to the fan base, too. By saying we got no excuses for soft tissue injuries. We got 0 excuses for if you're not ready and prepared. So I thought that was a super unique into what minicamp was as well. But I think camp ending minicamp with 2 solid days.
Sure.
It flies a little bit more. But that was a big conversation. It was top.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he bounced back.
He did bounce back. But again, I could say this and it sound like I'm excuse making for Cam or trying to cover for him and stuff like that. But practices ask for different things.
Yeah, practices are just that. They're practices. We're not supposed to judge them statistically as black and white.
I was talking to my brother-in-law yesterday. Like, I'd much rather evaluate a guy that's struggling than evaluate an always winner if I'm a coach.
Well,
because, check me out on this one, though, too. Eventually, that always winner is going to run into a gauntlet. And if he doesn't know how to adjust to it or know how to be in a bad situation, then what do we learn from all the winning? Sure. Other than you may have been superior against bad competition or you've only been in your comfort zone. The way I view Cam's mishaps, misses, like you said, when you got to make the layups, make the layup. Like you can't be Josh Hart deciding midway through a layup versus a dunk type of shit. Go make the layup. It ain't cute. It ain't pretty, but it's what we need. And that's what I think everybody's wanting from Cam, and I think that's there too. But watching the flow of practice, I felt like the script that he was given was to prepare him for the season versus what the other quarterbacks was getting is like, don't mess this up. This is your will box.
Yeah.
You won't have, like, if Mr. Trubisky goes in the game, I can't personally see him having Cam's playbook. And it's the same book, but Cam's workload is going to be a whole lot more and a whole lot more stringent than the backup usually is because those guys, if you're going to an NFL backup quarterback, unless it's Nick Foles type of situation,
right?
How optimistic can you be? You just want them not mess it up.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I do think it's as good of a position the Titans have been in a backup quarterback in a little while.
Oh, no doubt.
Like, what I saw from Mitch Trubisky makes me feel fine about him having to come in. so far.
He looked like a savvy veteran.
It's really early, but he does look like a vet who knows the system, knows who he is, knows his limitations, and knows how to run the offense.
Mm-hmm.
And take it for what it's worth. Obviously, we hope that Cam Ward plays all 17 games and every snap, and Trubisky's in there for mop-up duty of wins in a perfect world. But I'm comfortable with Mitchell Trubisky as the backup quarterback. There's no doubt to me that he is the backup quarterback.
I don't want to minimize it either by saying, hey, Cam will just be fine. I do think, hey, steps need to be made with his feet, with his eyes, with his shoulders.
Yeah, right.
Touch.
But that's what these 40 days are for.
No doubt.
Jim Wyatt wrote at TennesseeTitans.com in an article titled 10 Thoughts After the Titans Wrapped Up Offseason Workouts. He said, quarterback Cam Ward wasn't as bad as some made him out to be during OTAs, and his bounce back during the week's minicamp was probably exaggerated as well. It is safe to say he ended the offseason on a high note, but with room for improvement. He said, getting used to a new offense, new OC, new players around him takes time to adjust for any quarterback. I never expected smooth sailing. We saw ups and downs in May and June. Training camp, joint practices, and preseason games will give us a better clue on how things might go early in the season for Cam Ward and the offense. All very fair. And I think echoes a lot of what we believe as well.
Yeah, that's kind of about how I look at it as well.
What else do I need to know?
What
Anything?
else? Hot routes was expressed just very loudly in a comical way.
Like choice routes?
Choice routes.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about
choice routes and option routes is what it was.
Oh, okay.
Option routes was huge.
What kind of option routes are you talking about?
That was hilarious.
Okay.
And he went on a whole spiel on that. And the wide receivers room, I think the floor is raised. I don't know how the ceiling goes up, but the floor is raised. I thought that was unique in watching it. D-line depth is going to be huge watching that. Kevin Winston Jr., the excitement for what he can bring to this offense and just how I think you can move this secondary around.
Sure.
Alonsi, I think, is more than an outside corner. And then, of course, right guard position, watching how that unfolds, too.
Okay.
One more nugget, too. Wan'Dale Robinson is fast over the middle. He had a play where Cam dumped the ball off to him. He turned Will, and as he's running, he's yelling, "He didn't touch me!" And it was by far
nice.
It was like a little brother move. You know, one of those, like, he didn't touch me. I'm not it. It was one of those type of moments where him just shows you how quick he is over the middle.
Yeah, Jim Wyatt wrote about that, too, at TennesseeTitans.com. Said, in OTAs, it didn't feel like Wan'Dale Robinson and Cam Ward were always on the same page, as too many throws to Wan'Dale fell incomplete. But Wednesday's minicamp practice showed they've come a long way, as Wan'Dale Robinson caught 8 passes from Cam Ward, including some darts across the middle in traffic. That's your third down chain mover right there.
It is.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
And I think it's appropriate that he gets a fair share of the footballs coming this way, too. Last one that we have yet to speak about, I'd be remiss if I don't bring it up. I'm not saying he's going to make the roster, but Restrepo's turning heads.
That was in Jimmy's piece as well. Said he counted 26 catches for Xavier Restrepo over the course of 7 open practices. The next closest guy was 5 catches behind him.
I don't know what it means. I know he's up against the numbers as far as the first 5 go. Him, KJ Osborne, Bryce Oliver, the tight ends. He's fighting.
If you had to cut the roster to 53 today, would Xavier Restrepo be on it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
That being said, if he can sustain through all of training camp exactly what he is doing right now, then I might have a different answer for you. If he keeps doing this, and this also does include catching passes from Cam Ward, which he's going to get less opportunities to do in training camp because you do cycle less bodies in and out.
For sure.
If you are healthy in camp. Like he will catch more passes from Mitchell Trubisky and Will Levis and Hendon Hooker, as long as Will Levis is here, than he will Cam Ward. But if he sustains this, and that's a high bar because he's playing really well right now at practices, if he's able to sustain this, he's certainly got a chance to make this roster again.
And that's all you're asking for. If you're him,
it's asking for an opportunity.
That's it.
Right.
And continually get the Mason Kinsey treatment eventually. Yep.
For sure. I agree. No doubt about it. Cool. Well, those are good updates. I'd read a lot of that. I hadn't heard of some of it, so I'm glad to be up to speed. That's great.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else that kind of Nick Singleton's got speed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's more apparent. And the cornerbacks and secondary group, I think, is going to be very fascinating to watch, too, going into, especially with these joint practices that they've just announced, too. Did he get 3 or just 2 joint practices, the Titans?
Titans, I believe, are doing joint practices with every team, right?
With everybody. So we got 3 joint practices. That's great. It's great.
Yeah, Titans will practice with the Niners in Santa Clara on August 11th before an August 13th preseason game. They'll practice with the Seahawks in Nashville on August 21st before an August 23rd preseason game. And then they'll practice with the Bears in Nashville August 27th before an August 29th preseason game.
DK's added. I see somebody put the DK's added to his game, too. His route running.
You know how high I am on Chim DK.
You would have, I'll say this, I thought keep him on teams.
Dare I say
teams.
the captain of the Chimray DK on offense fan club.
You kind of went with this one early. You did.
I think there's room for 2 slots in this offense.
And just down the field.
And I think he is the guy with speed to open up everything else. Yeah. The thing I have to catch you up on is the fact that we need to take golf out of Long Island and we need to shrink the game of golf.
Why is that?
Shrink the game. Fan reaction to Wyndham Clark winning the U.S. Open was downright disrespectful and embarrassing over the weekend at Shinnecock on Long Island. The fact that we're cheering when a guy's ball rolls off the back of the green for an American at a U.S. Open is downright ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. We need to shrink the game. Too many guys wanting to get on TikTok and yelling funny things like get in the bunker right after a golf shot. Too many people wanting to have their heckling of a golfer go viral. The game of golf has exploded post-COVID, where a lot of people like myself, as I'm literally wearing a Bethpage Black shirt today, of Long Island golf as well. A lot of people like me that got into golf after COVID because there was nothing else to do, and it's a good pandemic sport because you're socially distanced and all these things. A lot of people just got bored because they weren't working, and they've stuck with it, like myself included. So I think there is just an influx of people that don't understand the way this is supposed to work, and I thought it was totally embarrassing the way the New York crowd treated Wyndham Clark, who very famously destroyed a locker last year at Oakmont and has had some anger stuff go on off the course and has had some stuff that he can control, that he's not a victim of, that have hurt his standing amongst golf fans and people that watch the sport, and I get all of that. But he became a sympathetic figure because of the way he was treated over the weekend, to the point where, I wanted Scottie Scheffler to win the career Grand Slam also and finish that by winning the U.S. Open, but the way Wyndham Clark was being treated went way over the line. Way over the line. Yeah, he earned some criticism. This went beyond the criticism that anyone has earned.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy, the way he was treated. I know he's not well liked. I also don't care based off the kind of treatment that he got. I wasn't cheering for him either, but it was ridiculous.
Just a little bit too much.
Way too much.
Okay.
Way too much.
Dang, that's tough.
Cheering a ball rolling off the back of the green, especially for an American at a U.S. Open.
Oh, they hated on him.
Big time.
Oh.
I thought he actually handled himself really well, too, after the round talking about it. Saying, like, well, you know what? Like, I'm not a victim here. Like, I hope I can win some fans back after the way I acted last year at Oakmont and some of the stuff that went on. But it feels good to prove myself right and win the tournament. Basically paraphrasing.
Wow. Okay, then.
And he left no doubt. I mean, he led the whole tournament.
Yeah, I saw that. Didn't he win by like a crazy amount of strokes too?
No, not really. It got close at the end. He was up by 6 at one point.
So.
But then it got dicey because he didn't have his best stuff on Sunday.
What was going on with the courses, though? I saw somebody that was plus 16.
Oh, that's the U.S. Open for you.
That's the U.S. Open.
U.S. Open is the hardest major.
There were plus 9s, plus 16.
It is the hardest major.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering what in the heck was going on. I thought I was out there playing golf.
Yeah,
it was so bad.
It's insane. It's insane. The way they do the field, you got to do 36-hole qualifiers to make it for some people, like the week before the tournament, the way they set up the course. If you missed the fairway at Shinnecock, you were in a world of hurt. You were in a world of hurt.
That's a tough look right there.
615-737-1045. Yeah, at the end of the day, I was happy for him. His dad surprised him on the 18th green to congratulate him on Father's Day. He didn't tell him he was going to be there. He took a red eye to be there. Like, I'm not the biggest Wyndham Clark fan at all. I mean, he doesn't have many fans, to be fair. But I became more of one in the way that he handled a really tough situation on Sunday, to be honest with you. And no one should be defined by their worst moment.
The big wigs, the big guys playing this one, like Rory playing this one.
Oh, it's major.
Didn't do good.
Rory was okay, and then he had a terrible end of the weekend. Scotty was the opposite. He was always kind of in the mix, got himself into the final pairing, and he couldn't make putts on Sunday. It's the story every time Scotty Scheffler doesn't win a tournament. Okay. He'll do everything but make the putts. He just didn't make putts. Wrapping up the show next. Final call for phone calls, 615-737-1045. A little viewing guide for today's World Cup action coming up next. Wrapping up the show on Ramon and Will. Tomorrow, come by and see us as we are out and about. Ramon Foster.
Yes, outdoors kittens, man.
Looking forward to being at Hattie B's in East Nashville.
He's nasty.
1206 Gallatin Avenue, opening day as we broadcast live. We will be there 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. for your favorite hot chicken dishes, giveaways, and more. You can fuel up your soccer watch parties with Hattie B's Flock Packs. Pick tenders or full wings or both. Choose your favorite sides, collard greens, mac and cheese, cheddar grits, and more. Order now online at HattieB.com or on the Hattie B's app. I have the Hattie B's app. I recommend it. It is fantastic. Hattie B's is fantastic. Very big fan.
Yeah,
we love, this is a pro hot chicken show, obviously.
Yes, we are. We're into this. Let's go ahead and do it the right way, man.
We are absolutely into this.
And East Nashville, by the way, too. Love that for us.
I'm looking forward to being there.
Same.
It'll be fun. Today in World Cup action, you have Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo under some pressure. Got to get a result against Uzbekistan. That's at noon on Fox. Cristiano Ronaldo makes Portugal worse. They would probably be the favorite if they had a competent striker. He literally makes them worse and just holding them back. So we'll see what that means in this game. The Three Lions of England take on Ghana at 3 o'clock. That one is also on Fox. England minus 525 to get the W in that one. Panama-Croatia will be fun. Croatia minus 205, 6 p.m. on Fox. And Colombia and Congo, DR, will be at 9 o'clock on FS1. Have you seen the guy for the Congo who stands up the entire game?
Yes, with the super tan face, a black face. I don't know what he's got going on.
Lumumba Vea is a 49-year-old who poses like a statue with his hand up.
It's just insane.
To give the team emotional stamina.
Oh.
There you go.
Does it work?
Well, I mean, they made the World Cup.
I mean, making the World Cup.
So he dresses like the country's, this is what it is. He dresses like the country's first prime minister, Patrice Lumumba, who was assassinated in 1961. So he dresses like him. His name is Michel Mboladinga. And he stands motionless with his hand up the entire game.
Get the heck
all
out
90
of here.
minutes. It's awesome.
You said from the Congo?
That's pretty cool. Yep. 9 o'clock tonight. You can tune in for that. Let's get quickly to Brian in Nashville. Brian, we've got like 1 minute. What you got?
Hey, no worries, guys. Yeah, I wanted to jump in on your comments about shrinking the game of golf, and I agree with you in the terms of I don't like seeing all the videos of people getting in fist fights and getting hammered drunk on the golf course, but I don't know about shrinking the game in
you're
terms
right.
of in terms of the crowds at events. I don't think we have a shrink the game problem in crowds. I think we got a New York problem because every single time the last couple of years there's been a problem. It's been in New York. It's Ryder Cup at Bethpage, and then we just had this one at Shinnecock. And I mean, look what those fans did during the NBA Finals. So I don't know if it's all over. I was just thinking. That doesn't seem like a nationwide problem. Seems like it's pretty isolated. So
I'm with you.
I don't know.
Were they the ones that threw the drink at Rory last year?
Thank you, Brian. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I was at the Ryder Cup last year, was fortunate enough to be there. I didn't think it was as bad as what it's made out to be fair.
Right.
I thought this was worse. But no, I say shrink the game mostly as a joke, kind of tongue-in-cheek of like, it's like a hashtag thing. I'm like, we need to shrink the game. Not really. But we need to, I agree. Maybe take it out of New York for a little bit. Tomorrow, East Nashville Hattie B's. Come by and see us. 6 o'clock. We'll be there bright and early.
But remember at all times, your Twitter fingers and your mic is always hot.